close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays.
And we are back with you for the eFootball Masters qualifier, and the match that is about to play involves one individual that we've been speaking about today.
Yes.
And you know who I'm talking about.
Definitely.
I mean,
Zazi.
Exactly. I mean, this guy he's been the guy to beat for a while now.
Yeah.
And he's going up against Resart. How do you, if you are Resart, how do you approach this match? Knowing that you are playing against a guy who won VS back in 2017. He was a losing finalist in 2018.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's coming back with a vengeance this time around.
No, definitely. I think if I was Resard, I think I'll just play my game. Just stick to what you know. Play your game as best as you can. And I think you will end up on top if that's the case. Because, I mean, last year we saw it. Yes, Zazi came through as a finalist and as the person that had the title already that he got in 2017.
Yeah.
But then he got taken off the throne by someone that came in and played their game. Right, so all you have to do is just play your game, and definitely the ball you could win it if you play your game.
Abu, Orlando Pirates Esports represented once again. They haven't been coming out on tops in the previous two games that we've seen. How do you see this one going, especially taking into account the opponent?
Well, everyone knows Zohair is a formidable opponent, one of the best and most consistent players in FIFA in South Africa for the past maybe 10 years, I'd say. As you guys said, that he's been to the final and he's won it as well, so he has the experience. My heart says Riyasat, but my mind saying Zohair is going to take this one.
We look at the game that's about to play. You are the opponent, you are Zazi. Obviously, expectations are that you are most likely going to win this, which comes with pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy who's been through a lot of tournaments. He didn't get to where he got to by saying pretty please. He puts in a lot of work. The pressure that comes with this, how do you think he handles it?
I mean, he knows. I think for a fact, he knows that he's one of the best. And I think.
But that could be dangerous, though.
It could be dangerous, but at the same time, it could work towards your advantage because whoever you're playing against is nervous because they're playing against one of the best. And I mean, he's proven himself. He was almost knocked out last year, but he came up on top and he came through to the final. So I think he has his dedication is check, his gameplay check. He knows how to play the game, and he's very focused. I mean, we're speaking about someone that we know. We're speaking about someone that has shown how he plays, and as well, I haven't seen how Riaz plays, but I think that he might be a bit nervous. I'm not sure because we were speaking earlier on, and Zazie was a former Orlando Pirates esports player, and I assume maybe they get together and they play against each other, so maybe they are familiar with how they play. So I think this match can go any either or, but at the same time, you just got to keep your composure and make sure that you come up on top.
Teams, obviously very important. The two guys here, how do you see them setting up? Is the Ronaldo factor going to come in again?
I think Zohair will definitely go with Juventus. I'm not sure of Riazet. With FIFA 19, there's a new feature called time finishing.
Yeah.
So basically how that works is you power up your shot, and then you press shoot for a second time.
Yeah.
As soon as the the player's foot makes contact with the ball, and that improves accuracy and power. And Zohair is one of the top players in the country that has actually mastered that. So we'll see it on display in the next match.
Formation-wise, tactically, setups.
I think we haven't seen it, but I think a 4-3-3 could really work towards, especially a Juventus advantage because of the type of players that Juventus has. I mean, if you have Dybala and Cristiano Ronaldo in front, chasing the ball, I think you stand a huge chance at actually winning, especially with if you could put Cuadrado right behind Dybala. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I think it will work. So 4-3-3.
All right, cool. Where we are now, Zazie is sitting down, getting ready. Riazet is sitting down, getting ready. And both, one was previously with Orlando Pirates Esports, and one is with Orlando Pirates Esports. Who's your money on? Loyalty aside.
They're both fantastic players, to be honest. But like I said, they've both been around for a long time, and they've both won a lot of tournaments. So the experience factor is there. I think it will come down to small mistakes in the game. Yeah. Whoever doesn't take the chances, whoever does take the chances, stuff like that. And like I said about the time finishing, that's something to watch. So basically in the game, you'll see on top of the player's head, there's a triangular icon.
Yeah.
If that lights up green when the player shoots, that means he's perfected that shot. And you'll see that generally goes in or, hits the post or something like that.
All right, cool. We'll be keeping a very close eye on Zazie because, as you say, he does that to perfection. And before we go over to Gavin and Endley, give us your prediction. Who is your money on in this game?
I think the first match, I'd love to see maybe a draw. I've always loved to see
draws, don't you?
But the first match, because I mean, you're really getting to know who you're playing with. So just keep it at 0-0. The second match, but I think as Abu said here, we're gonna see, especially if you've perfected how to shoot, I think we're gonna see a lot of goals this match.
But if you say that
3-2,
if you say that you prefer the first game to be 0-0, surely the guys are not sitting there saying, we're gonna go 0-0 the first game and see how it goes from there.
No, but I think maybe they're sitting and saying, let me not rush the process here.
Yeah. Okay, you think that's the case?
Yeah, I think that's the case. I mean, you don't know who you're playing with, number one. So you can't go on full-out attack because that could come back and bite you.
Let's see if that is the case because Gavin and Endley are ready to take it away and take us through the first match.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Len. Yeah, well, thanks for joining us again. It's time for our next matchup. We got Zazie up against Riazet. What is your take on that one? I mean, the previous time we actually saw Zazie in action was actually when he took the previous Masters back in I think it was
2017?
yeah, 2017. That's correct. Yeah, and I mean it was it was the fireworks display and it was like all the glitter and everything. But here he is again.
Yep.
Trying to make it back up there again. It's going to be interesting to see. He's up against a very good opponent as well.
Yeah, we know both of these opponents or both of these players quite well.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an exciting match for our sake. I hope that there is no draw. I hope there's plenty of goals just to make it that much more exciting. But like I said, Gavin, this is going to be an exciting cracker of a game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how how they both have different styles of football, totally different styles of football. But it's really nice to see because the game has changed since we've last seen Zazi. So it's going to be nice to see how we sort of, we can see, when he last took the tournament to what he's come up with now. There's a lot of mechanics that have been changed.
I mean, as in the in-game
Yeah,
mechanics.
in-game, of course, yes, of course. So, but then again, Resart is also a fantastic, play out there. And, both these guys have so much respect for one another. It's always nice to see that, coming into a very heavy clash. These are two heavyweights right here.
Yeah,
so this is going to be a great one.
Not too much respect, I hope. I hope there's more rivalry and intensity in this game. Always makes it more exciting for the viewers. But the game is about to start. Let's see who gets the kickoff. It is Juventus versus Real Madrid.
Yeah, and Resart is using the Real Madrid team today, and of course Zazi taking up the Juventus style of football. I think that suits him best for the way he likes to play and swing the ball around the park. He likes quick football, he likes slowing it down, he likes control, and right on it right now. He has the first shot that might have come in there, but well defended in the end.
A dangerous attack from the set off already, but well defended.
Isco gives the ball out now. Ooh, heavy touch there. Juventus back on the ball, pressure's on. Zazi does want to score first and does want to score last. That's his motto in this game of day and age.
There's going to be a throw in after that tackle.
Throw in for Juventus.
All
Good play, good distribution from the Juventus players. I think even the passes are actually very, very well timed.
Well defended there. Almost the rebound shot coming in. We've seen that a few times.
Yeah.
When we've seen it actually with the previous game where Pogba actually managed to find himself in good space after the first save. So Marcelo now on the ball. Resart just needs to maybe readjust here a little bit and just take his time.
Yeah, I don't think he's had that much of the ball yet for him to execute what he needs to execute. I think he's still feeling his own players out as well as his opponent. But he's done well with the defending so far.
Yeah, he got rather very lucky nonetheless, but like you've mentioned, he's got the ball now, possession in hand, waiting for the runners left and right. He's pushing players forward. Chris now on the ball, gives it out to Modric. Nice play out here to Isco. Tries to find a cross and should have gone maybe a little bit harder with that cross. Now the break could be on. Nice switch out here. Again, Quadrado is starting. Interesting one.
No, I think Quadrado is a good bet on the right wing. He is quick, he is pacey, and he can penetrate those defenses. So I think that's a good reason to have him on the team. Now with Ronaldo on the ball, is he going to make some magic happen? Dybala.
Oh, try sneaking in there with the right foot. Quadrado, well played there. It was a really good link up. Triangle, diamond formation. We've seen that quite often from Zazi in the past. Resart more of the direct approach, through balls, down the middle play. Oh, well defended there. Got very lucky as well. Bell almost got around the defender. Now the attack is back on and Zazi's got the ball.
Kadira on the ball. Nice pass. Slowing the play down. Still feeling each other out. I think these two players are very strategic. They're almost like they're playing chess. They're waiting for their players to go into the right positions before they make the pass and execute their attacks. You're still on the ball, holding it up well in the midfield, passing it back to the defender, spreading it out wide. Alexandra on the ball. Matuidi.
Yeah, steady play this, really good stuff. Ronaldo, he can open up some space and maybe take the shot. The shot was on there. Dybala was trying to wrap it onto his left foot there, just to pull off the shot. Not enough space, not enough time. Isco on the ball now. Modric in the middle of the park. He's got to play left and right and decides to give it away rather cheaply. Resart needs to just relax a little bit, maybe just take his time, play the ball, maybe swing it back towards the keeper, build up play from the back, open up the space, open up the gaps. He's got pace. Marcelo, all the guys out there are really good.
Very controlled play at the moment. Very, very controlled. Still waiting to execute at the right time. I think, like Abu was saying earlier, it all is going to come down to who's going to make that tiny bit of mistake for the other team to capitalize on.
It is a very gridlock competition, this, with a lot of high-level skilled players in this competition. So it's always nice to see how they go about to get past that last line of defense to make them have a little bit more space for shots or a dribble. Now, nice player, 1-2 between the two. Will he go for the cross? Tries to go a little one-on-one.
Well read.
All the players in the box complaining that the cross didn't come in earlier. Modric now waiting for a run on the left. Asensio, one of Anley's favorite players in the Real Madrid jerseys. Bale swings it out to Modric. Isco on the ball. Spoken about him before. He has off and he has on days. Now he's on the back of the ball. Could put the shot, yeah?
Ooh, offside.
Was it offside? I think it was just a goal kick. I think the shot was just
no,
a little
onside.
Yeah.
Dick.
Was a good. That was a chance though.
Yeah, that was a chance, but I think last ditch defending there from the defender just to put him off.
Zazi was a little bit of trouble there. He needs to reply now. Ball comes down towards the middle here. Ronaldo, he's got space. He uses Dybala. Try to flick it on, but well defended. Shrugged off the ball. That's a problem with the lightweight player against the heavyweight player.
Yeah. Again, very evenly matched. We're still waiting for that opening goal. 35 minutes into the game. Let's see who strikes first.
Nice build-up player. Dybala switches it out to Costa. Ronaldo coming in. That was a bit of a reckless slide tackle, but in the referee's eyes, it was all good. So play goes on. Real Madrid with the ball now. All the possession.
Yeah, I think he was off the ball already. That's why.
10 minutes to go before half-time. Dybala, Costa beats one. Quite handsomely. Doesn't have the pace to get around him though. Carvalho's quite a quick player.
Yeah. Decent defender. Not my favorite defender, but a decent defender nonetheless.
Chris just checking his radar. What is the best option to go for? Finds Marcelo, then Bale links up nicely. Tries to get the ball back, just about gets it. Beats one player. Asensio is in the edge of the box here. Ooh, lucky defending there, more than great defending. Costa finds the ball out towards Ronaldo. Costa makes the run. He's going to get it back. And whoa, shrugged off the player there. I think it was a bit of a coming together there. Qatar just decides to have a little quick pass there towards his centre backs. Isco, good link-up play this, Antley.
Is that a foul? Definitely a foul.
I mean, what's your between the two of them? You know, it's all about that final third that they're just not breaking into so far, Antley.
I think they are very, very evenly matched. I think they know each other well enough as well just to see how they play. And both of these players have very deft touches on the ball. So, again, it's anybody's game still. It's approaching half-time and very, very even still.
Cheaply given away, yeah, though, but it's half-time. I don't know. Like I think the formations what we got to play around with here is looking at Zazi and looking at Rias, different formation setups, different teams. We've seen Bale go a little bit more up front. We've seen with the previous game with France they were using Mbappe on the side and they should have gone that with more. What do you think they got to change around here?
Well, I think they need to take a little bit more risk and play a little bit more direct. Like I said, they are very careful in their approach, and for me, try to be a little bit more direct and have those shots. If he has perfected that shot, as Abu and them were talking about earlier, now panelists, I want to see it.
Whoa! Bale with the outside footer. Great curling shot there. Really good stuff there from Riasat. I mean, that's exactly what you want.
As I was saying, and it happened.
That is exactly what you want after halftime. Dybala on the ball now. Taking his time to make the pass.
Marcelo showing his skill.
Really composed play here from Real Madrid. It's good to see. A lot of pressure is being applied here from Vivences, from the Zazi side. Marcelo on the left wing. Just finding the pass. Carried on with his run. Waiting for the pass. Now Chris is in command. All out. Bale wants it back. Bale. Oh! We saw that one. We saw that one. That was
what happened? How did he miss it though?
I think it took a deflection on the defender, the pass.
Yeah.
And then that sort of puts the player off completely. Isco finds Bale. Isco wants it back. Bale couldn't complete the pass. Well defended from Juve. Zazi needs to make a plan. He puts the ball up front. Quadrado manages to beat one tackle.
Yeah, I think that new setup where you can power up the shot and perfect it with that final touch of the button.
Ooh.
think that's been working really, really well. I think for the people that master it, at least.
Yeah. It's it is quite a sort of a gimmick you would want to get used to and want to perfect. It is very difficult to execute though.
I think you need to have enough time for your player to load up on that shot and for you to make
The
contact
ball on the left.
button.
Oh, manages to push it through. I didn't think that pass was going to get pushed through, but Ronaldo managing to link up with Dybala on his Ronaldo on the left foot. From that far out, he'll definitely fancy Ronaldo getting the ball in the back of the net, and that puts it at 1 apiece, Andley.
1 apiece, game on. See, this is what it's about. This is what we like seeing. We like to see goals and very, very well executed gameplay before the goal and very, very clinical finishing.
Now it's Riasat that's on the ball with his Real Madrid side in the red kit again, Andley. Isco.
Still not used to seeing Madrid in a red kit.
Asensio. Marcelo on the ball. Pushes the ball out towards Chris again, captain of the ship, making the decisions in the back. Marcelo just waiting for the options to open up. Now it looks like we've got something on here. Modric on the ball. Couldn't find the pass, rather forced it instead. Very cheap giveaway. Now it's Zazi with a reply. Gives the ball out to Costa. Very pacey man. Matuidi. Dybala. Waiting for the run of Ronaldo. Again Dybala just holding on way too long. He needs to get that ball free. He can either play it backwards because now he's in a lot of trouble. Bale on the ball. Ooh, well defended. Really well defended. Makes the short pass. Costa. There we go. That's exactly what we're talking about. Just play it, ball back, get the space, get the players up front, work the angles.
Keep position, wait for your players to get into their positions before passing.
Zazi does hang on to the ball for quite a lot. Hey, I think he's watching the runners and waiting for runners to make the space before he actually lets go. And by the time he wants to let go of the pass, it's too late.
Yeah. Well, I think both of them hold on to the ball very, very well. I think they're waiting for the right moment to strike. So, well, we can't really blame them. They're 1 goal apiece, so it is working for them now. But let's see what happens in the next 20 minutes.
And 20 minutes to go.
No one's really made a sub just yet. Interesting to see how the
possession is really even.
Yeah, it's right up there between, you know,
49, 51%.
Queen and King at its best. Diego Costa, Douglas Costa, shall I say. Modric linking up play. Isco. Costa trying to put in the tackle for making the mess of things and wins the throw as well. This is good stuff for Juventus. There's about 20 minutes left to go. What can Juventus come up with now? They're on the ball. It's Matuidi. Finds a really good pass out wide. Really just working the defenders as well. Quadrado does beat one. Ronaldo has turned. He can take the shot on. Goes for the left. Oh, and actually uses the inside or the outside of his right foot to go for that shot. Again, short corner, set piece. Decides against it. Goes for the near post. Perhaps trying to use Ronaldo and Qatar. What a tall keeper to try and beat.
Too close to the goalkeeper. Easy pickup.
Modric on the ball. Oh. Riasat needs to make ends meet here with some passing. Using Marcelo on the right, on the left wing, shall I say. Chris finds a nice pass out to Asensio. He needs to find the likes of, you know, Sergio Ramos. We've actually seen sometimes where the guys actually send Sergio Ramos up front and headed the ball. Oh, Bale actually beat the opponent there.
Still has the ball. Madrid still has the ball. Still dangerous. Intercepted by Khedira, doing what he does best.
Now the break could be on. Ronaldo linking up with Costa quite nicely. Ronaldo wants it back, gets it back. Dybala making the run. Ronaldo carries on with the run, but the ball's out wide. Oh, it just passed it into the defender. The ball was supposed to be pushed out to what looked like Quadrado was out wide.
I think he would have had the ball and had a shot on target if not for that deflection.
Asensio trying to make things happen, but loses the ball. This is dangerous stuff here for Real Madrid. Ronaldo's on the ball. Costa beats one.
Is he going to cross the ball?
Crosses it onto the far post, and it's, oh, what a save though. Really good save, and now we'll see some changes being made to the team. This is good pressure being applied here from Real Madrid, from Juventus.
Very, very late. I don't know who's going to be able to snatch that win in this first game.
Chris now coming up front. I think he's going to get replaced though. Chris gets replaced from Benzema sitting behind Ronaldo. What do you think of that, Andley?
I've never been the biggest of Benzema fans, but he can deliver when he needs to. He's big and powerful striker as well.
He is a target man.
He is a target man.
So it's nice. Maybe perhaps he gets the ball, does a link-up play with Ronaldo. Ronaldo one over the keeper, something like that. Perhaps diamond play.
My issue with him is I don't think he's fast enough. I like playing with speedy, fast players. And, he's not quite quick enough for me.
Very strong and very good with headering, though.
Yeah, he is.
Yes. Talented player, nonetheless.
Talented indeed. Real Madrid, 5 minutes left of game. Let's see if they can make anything happen. Gareth Bale on the ball.
He's losing out possession. Now Ronaldo waiting for the runners. It's Alex. Pushes the ball out. Now Costa tries to trick one player through. Oh, almost winning it out. This is cheaply given away now. Juventus can make good deeds with the ball here. Ball gets pushed out towards Ronaldo.
Is that too much?
Sort of lost his bearings a little bit.
Dangerous.
Wins the ball back again. Real Madrid really causing a lot of trouble for themselves. They're not clearing their lines.
Yeah, but they have the ball now. They are attacking.
Bale.
on the ball. Dispossessed.
Oh, that's cheaply given away. Yeah. Both players, I think, are trying to get something on before the final whistle goes. Now it's Ronaldo. Oh, maybe just should have hung on to it and maybe waited for a cross.
The final whistle. First game, 1 goal apiece. We will have to go on to the second game to see who comes out on top. Yeah,
no, I definitely agree. Oh, these guys, I mean, it's 1 apiece in the first game. It's always tricky. It's difficult. I don't really know how to approach who to say what they should do. I don't know how to give any advice for them in terms of the two. Maybe perhaps you can break it down for us, Andley.
Well, I'm not sure about giving them advice. They are top players, first and foremost. And again, like I said, they are very cautious though.
Yes.
And maybe at this level you need to be cautious.
Yes.
But again, I think take those long shots, just try it out to see what happens. But again, like I said, even if they wanted to, their defense from their opponent is very locked in and not allowing them those kinds of space to take those long chances.
Right.
But we saw from that first goal, I mean, he loaded up and powered up that shot perfectly, and it curled, bottom right or middle right corner, and
it was
straight
good
from the kickoff.
I think both goals coming from really respected players, Ronaldo and Bale.
Yeah.
Made good use of them in that first game, in the first encounter. Who do you think is going to take this in the next one, Andley?
Oh, this one's so difficult to say. I mean, like I said, they're just way too close. Way too close. I'm honestly on the fence with this one.
Oh, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, got both the players getting ready, making changes to the teams, different formations. Think we're going to go for that? I don't think we're going to go for that. Oh, that'll be quite interesting. AC Milan.
Juventus.
Juventus it is, yeah. Making sure the kits don't
clash.
Yeah, that's always a problem when you're playing with some guys online as well.
Yeah.
The kits do tend to clash. Juventus opting for the darker kit, and Real Madrid
in their well-known all-white Los Blancos, as they are known.
Did you see how much depth was applied to the squad there, Andley? That was quite a lot. I mean, they were almost playing all the way back towards the keeper. That's an interesting tactic, though, is to see how, why maybe play on the counter. You don't want to be too risky going into the second game.
Well, that all depends on how these players want to play it. Again, I'm not one of those to try and hold back or sit too deep. I find that to be counterproductive. Yes. As they say in basketball. Defense is a good offense. Maybe this can apply to e-football as well. So let's see. Bale
up front is the strike option.
That makes sense for me. That's what I would do as well.
Yeah, Modric.
Casemiro sitting in midfield. Doesn't he usually play defense, Gavin? Or is he a midfielder?
I guess normally midfield, but I mean he's one of those players where you can sort of chuck them. You can chuck him around. It's quite nice to actually have that, that sort of option. It's always, the same as Sergio Ramos. I've actually seen him come up and be a striker and score a header, a header for the winner. So it's always a 50-50 chance of wherever you feel fit for him to play, you'll play him.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys actually depend on their star players, i.e. Gareth Bale as well as Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes. No, well, okay, well, Andy, now looking at they haven't changed teams much. They haven't changed much of the formation. They're really just going with what they know, what works best. So I think, your score prediction, I think I think it'll be, I don't know, a draw. A draw sounds pretty much.
I don't know. Well, we found out just now. If after the second game it's still a draw, we'll go to a third game.
Yes.
Whereby after the first half, the team with the leading goals would win, and if they are still tied up at second half, we'll play a golden goal.
Yes.
In the second
for
half.
the second half. Yeah, that's exactly right. Early free kick, yeah. Yeah, so it's playing with the all-white Real Madrid kit. Ball gets played into the box here. All defended here from Juventus. Always nice to see that the guys do tend to use the whole width of the park.
Yeah. I think good players, you have to. Even in real football, even on e-football, you need to use the whole width of the pitch.
Yeah, 100%. Costa beats one. Tries to link up play here. Ronaldo can't take the shots on.
Good play, very good link up.
Zazi playing well with Ronaldo, really go-to man. Going for the near post here, really sneaky. That was quick play. We haven't seen that quite often.
Yeah.
We've seen the short corner option instead.
Remember we saw that last year, a lot of players using that sneaky short corner.
Oh, yeah.
Not many scored,
No.
but they still did it.
Sharp play. I think always when you want to try and get your opponent off guard and really be quick. Modric. Waiting for a runner left and right. Finds Bale. Modric trying to run past Bale here. Linking up play nicely. Chris on the ball. Through ball. A little bit too much. Good gatherings from Juventus. Now, what can they come up with? It's Zaz on the ball. He's waiting for the running again. Yeah, again. Oh, you have to cut in from Marcelo. He's gonna defend that. Costa can line up the shot.
See the shot.
Goes against it.
Intercepted.
Trying to find Ronaldo for that little tap in front of goal.
I think this game does definitely feels quicker. I mean,
Oh,
these
yeah.
two players know what's on the line, and they are definitely pushing it that much more.
Oh, Bale. Just getting on the end of that. Going towards the goalkeeper. Juventus rather giving that one towards the left-hand side of the park. Well played here now. It's always good to have good ball position very early on in the second half. Or in the first half. Costa linking up play with yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
First
Matuidi.
half in the second game.
Ronaldo. He can fancy a shot from here, but he goes towards the right foot. Oh no, he should have gone towards the right.
He should have just had that crack first time.
Yeah, he beat the player. That's what he did right. And when it came down to the shot, I think it was just too rushed.
I think that second stutter took it away from him. Generated not enough power with the momentum that he was carrying from the start.
Yeah, Costa now on the ball. Riasat needs to get the ball back now and does so indeed. It's Madrid on the ball. Ooh, two players clashing heavily in the middle of the park there now. Dybala on the ball. Swings it out to Cuadrado. Ronaldo linking up play nicely. The ball is gone through one-on-one with the keeper. The shot needs to come in and drags it wide. Unfortunate there from Zazi, but very fortunate for Riasat. Oh, it actually was deflected. Okay, that changes.
Good defending
Yeah. I actually thought it was a drag shot.
Yeah.
It looked like it was one of those where we saw Shade in the previous game. Ooh, going towards the near post again. Well defended. It's always tricky when Ronaldo is up front there between the keeper. And here he is on the end of the ball.
Good block.
Ooh, dangerous player from Real Madrid to get this one out of the
Very
box.
confident to dribble it out of the box in that fashion.
Sensio links up with Modric, waiting for the runner. Chris, Modric gets it back. Very good play this from Real Madrid. Nice 1-2 here. Bale on the ball. Gives it away rather cheaply. Juventus, what can they come up with now? Gives the ball away. Real Madrid back with the ball in the position in the middle of the park. About 20 minutes or so to go before we reach the stoppage play for the first half. Again, end-to-end stuff, but you would look at that previous opportunity as one that's gone begging handily.
Exactly. As we said in other games, is this going to come back to haunt the player? I mean, that was a glorious, glorious chance to score, and that would have put him 1-0 up and taken some pressure off of him. So we shall see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, Saad making a run here with Bale. Trying to link up play here. Does so indeed. Sensio on the ball, well defended. Almost giving it away cheaply again, putting his team under pressure. This is a dangerous ball across field, but well won in the end. Left and right switches, yeah, well played from Juventus. And I think it just comes down to that final third. You know, we see a lot of the ball in the middle of the park. It gets moved around really nicely. Nice passes, good left and right width from Juventus, and a lot more straightforward passing from Real Madrid. This could be a chance. There's a bit of a rush shot there from Ronaldo nonetheless. But then, and it's all about that final third is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think the finishing, I think they have set it up. I mean, both teams are doing really well. I think they're holding each other. I think Zazi has a little bit of the advantage going in. I think he's holding the ball a little bit better and passing a little bit better. But again, 0-0, nothing much to say about all that possession.
That's always the case. You can have all the possession in the world, but if you're not scoring goals, what does that mean? Get past out here towards the middle of the park.
You need to take more chances.
Yeah, but throw in here now for Real Madrid. What can they do before half-time?
That's still anybody's game. I think a little bit more urgency.
Yes, Chris gets the ball out towards the center and gives the ball away rather easily. Looks like Ronaldo's making the run. This could be good. He has a 3-on-3 scenario. Ronaldo running up front. Dybala going against the break of play. Costa works the angle. Could cross it here. Decides to go against it. Alex Matuidi.
That's his game, isn't it? Intercepting.
Well, the cheap pass there.
What happened there, Gavin? He sort of just froze there, just like the player did with that pass.
Oh, Bale's through here now. It's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Just tries to go for the cross. And well defended, though. That was very risky there.
That was close. I think I would have gone with Bale myself to try and
Just
hammer that home.
Yeah, or maybe push towards goal. I think that pass was a little bit too early.
No, I think it was right. I don't think he would have gotten another chance better than that, but the defender was always in the way.
Yes.
But last-ditch defending took it away from him.
This could be the last bit of play before half time.
3 more minutes on the clock. Last attack before the whistle goes. I think the ref is about to blow any second now. Douglas Costa on the ball.
Chance for one more set play.
Just squeezed it past.
Well defended, and that's forced it for half time. Yeah, Zazi. Both of them. I think there's better from both these guys. What we've seen before, what we've heard. There's a lot more in the basket that these guys can produce. Very difficult for them, but.
Well, 57% to Zazi in terms of possession.
Yeah.
So just edges it, but
still a very close game.
Very close game.
A very good chess battle, if one would say.
It is. That's definitely exactly what it is.
Dybala starting off the second half. Likes to wrap things round here now with Alexis on the left flank.
Matuidi. Leonardo Bonucci.
Do you think we're going to go to a third, Gavin?
I think we might just go to a third. Well, here comes the first corner of the second half. Could opt for the short, maybe go towards the near post of Ronaldo. Decides to go against the short. Oh, he's on the near post. Manages to get it over. It's Dybala with the header.
Yeah, one of the shorter players.
Yeah.
Dybala winning that header.
You can see that he was opting for the short corner, but decided to go against it. Used Dybala towards the near post. And just lobbed it over with the header of Courtois, and very well executed with one of the most acute angles I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think that's what you'd want if you play those quick corners into the near post. You want somebody just to get their head on or get a nick so that you direct the ball in, and it worked out to a charm. 1-0 to Juventus.
A lot of changes coming in here from Riasat. He needs to make sure that with all the guys he's telling to go up front, someone needs to stay back, Andy.
I think it is important just to make sure you're still stable on the defense.
Really good goal, that. Really, really good goal. Bale. What can he come up with now? They need to level things up here, Andy.
Yep, 1-0.
Bale on the ball. Bale on the charge. Almost gets it back in the... Actually, the ref gives that as a foul. That's an interesting call there.
Yeah, almost a perfect location for a free kick to happen. How good are you with free kicks, Gavin?
I'm not too bad. Oh!
Was that a save? Off the pole?
Modric actually going for the lace. Free kick strike there. I'm not too sure if that was the right option. I probably would have liked to have dipped it up and over the wall with Bale.
Yes.
What would you have tried?
Yeah, I think I would have gone with Bale as well. Or Marcelo. Is Marcelo
yeah.
We haven't seen... Oh, he is there.
Yeah, Marcelo can actually bend one quite nicely.
Yeah.
This is good play here from Juventus. Dybala pushing the ball out towards Mtidi. Ronaldo beats one. Goes for the curler. Oh, well saved. Just needs a little bit more power. Really good stuff there. Now the break can be on for Real Madrid. Bale needs to find the runners. Oh, almost squeezes
Good
the
idea.
3 ball.
Good idea. Maybe a chip would have done better.
Anticipation.
Very good play.
Douglas Costa.
Now, Douglas Costa on this right
Joao
wing.
Cancelo.
He is very potent. He's very quick and very dangerous.
Yeah, he is quick. A little bit weak in my books, but very, very quick as a player.
Matuidi. Here's Chiellini.
Matuidi.
Joao Cancelo.
Chiellini just swinging that ball out nicely. Real Madrid
Now
need to find their stride here, Andley.
Yep.
There's not much time left in this.
Well, 30 minutes, 32 minutes to be exact, for him to score that equalizer, to take it to a third, or maybe even snatch the win.
Asen-
Is it going to be Zazi to score the extra insurance goal just to take him through?
Yeah, just to give you that little bit of a breathing packet, as one would say, just to get, you know, more comfortable in the game. But we've seen where guys have gone 2-0 up and they've actually messed it up because they got too comfortable.
Yep, that is one of the things you don't want to happen. As soon as momentum swings the opposite team's way, you might just see yourself catch 3 goals in a short period of time.
This is a good play here from Juventus. Ooh, that was a 50-50 one there in the box from that
That
challenge.
was a meaty challenge.
I thought that might have been the penalty giveaway right there. I'm deemed to have been wrong. Nice through ball coming out here. Really good link-up player. Asensio on the ball. Tries to force it through to Marcelo. He tries his very best to reach out that one with a slide, but just not enough on the Jets' shoes at this time round.
Clear offside trap.
5 minutes to go.
Ronaldo linking
Ronaldo
up
on the
nicely.
gallop.
Now the
Drives
possibility
the
for
ball
a
wide.
cross.
Is he going to cross it? Nope.
Almost
Gives
beats
it
the
away to
player.
Rafael Varane.
Asensio. Oh, sorry, that was Isco on the ball. Bale linking up really nicely in the middle of the park here. Gives it out to Modric. Gives it back to Bale. The through ball's on. It's 1-1 to the keeper. Can he push it towards the far post? And it's saved. Really, really, really good stuff here.
Should have been a goal.
Short corner available, but the header does come in.
Oh.
Well saved from the defender.
Counter attack maybe. Ronaldo. Nope. Squeezed off the ball by Varane.
Yeah, that needed to happen. That was very dangerous counter attack that was about to take place there. Isco on the ball.
Isco going to take that. No,
Wait.
he's well marshalled by the defender.
Backup for him in this
Now
Oh, what a
Isco
ball.
has it.
Turn and shoot.
Oh, he had all the time in the world. There was no defenders on
What
him.
happened there?
He could have turned. He could have then turned again.
I think he shot too softly. He should have hammered that.
Quadrado linking up nicely with Ronaldo.
15 minutes left of the game.
What can Juventus come up with now? Good ball this. Oh, tries to go for the first time shot curler there from Costa. Just not finding the angle. The radar maybe not working just as well, Andley.
Yeah, a very close game still. 15 minutes left for
Was a good play here.
Bielsa to score a goal.
1-on-1 with the
Was
keeper
that-
again. Well saved, eh?
That was
I just
very,
don't
very
think
well
that's
saved.
the right player to be finishing though.
Yeah,
Really making good runs. Got a lot of energy to get up front, but just not finishing,
I
Andley.
think the goalkeeper's doing very well. At least I think he's controlling the goalkeeper to come out to chase after those balls. And yeah, that's making all the difference. Somebody's making a modification
it's-
to the tactics
Yeah,
or
Zazi's
team
just
lineup.
changing a few things, maybe letting the guys hold back a bit, play on that counter-attack football. He doesn't really need to apply too much pressure now. Can
Yeah.
just literally just keep ball. I'm sure 14 minutes. It's
Well,
tough,
it's a
but
corner.
you can keep
It's a
ball.
corner. Anything can happen from this corner. Let's
Isco
see.
goes in for the short corner. Cross comes in.
Oh,
It was Sergio Ramos that
1-1.
comes in with the header. That's how a man himself does what he does best in the Bernabeu.
1-1.
Really, really, really good goal, Andley.
I told you anything could still happen.
Right, you called it. You called it. Now it looks like Zazi is calling out for another strategic plan. Yeah, he needs to make some changes. Real Madrid, that was really good play. Really good corner. Well worked on the short end. Getting that ball to the far post. Sergio Ramos coming in and equalizing the game rather very late
Yep.
between these two heavyweights.
13 minutes left of the game for somebody to snatch it. Let's see which way it goes.
Really good goal.
So away we go at 1-1.
Juventus on the ball again to start things off.
Joao Cancelo.
Waiting for a few runners.
Got the opposition
It's
back
now or
friendly
never,
a little
Andley.
bit.
Yep, it's now or never.
Costa.
Here's
Are
the
they going to
chance
take it
get
to a
across.
third? It's going to be interesting.
Douglas Costa.
Ball gets pushed out to Dybala. Matuidi on the shot here, maybe.
On the
Ronaldo tries to drag it. Matuidi with a collection again. Emre Can does need to give it towards somebody here that's in front of him just to get that shot away. It sort of gets to that frustrating part where you kind of know exactly what you want to play.
exactly.
Yeah, but they're just not making it happen. Oh, Marcelo
Exactly.
just keeping that ball in. Modric waiting for Marcelo to follow up with the through ball. Well
Good
defended.
interception.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of trouble here now. No Marcelo in the picture to defend. Costa dragging the ball towards the corner.
Corner.
Wins himself. Yeah, does win himself a corner. This is a good play here from Zazi. Maybe he can work something from the corner like he did in his previous goal. Goes towards the near post again. Oh, and actually does it this time round with Ronaldo on the near post.
85th minute goal. That is heartbreaking.
That was fantastic play there. Really good to think that we got to use Ronaldo at the near post. One of the tallest players around. Really strong,
Yep.
really quick, and looked like Marcelo was just standing at the near post. Not really sure what he was doing there.
Admiring Ronaldo's leap, I guess.
Oh, this changes things drastically. 5 minutes to go, Andley.
Yeah, 2-1.
Is there enough time for
A
Real
little
to
bit
get
of
back?
time left. I think he can, if he can hold on to the ball and he can pass it the way that he wants to pass it, anything can still happen. But it's going to be tough.
Bale trying to go direct here. Gives the ball out to Isco. Shot could be on. Bale wants it again. He can drag the shot. Pass goes out to Lucas.
Oh,
He can go towards the far post, but decided to drag it towards the near post instead. I think that was the chance, Andley.
yeah, I think that's the chance over. 2 more minutes left of the game. I think Zazi will be experienced enough and smart enough to pass the ball around
Yeah,
and
just keep
drag it
possession.
out.
If
I don't think you need to cause any more danger. And that's exactly what he's doing, it seems.
Yeah, Real Madrid really applying a lot of pressure there, which has caused a lot of gaps in the back now. This is where Zazi can be quite dangerous and put another one in the back just for the sake of it. But as you've mentioned, the experience is kicking in. Dybala on the ball. Nice link-up
little
player.
backflip.
Players are
Back
very
heel.
tired, very tired.
Did I say backflip? I think I'm getting tired.
Ball
Back
gets
heel,
pushed
I
out.
mean.
This could be the last chance for Real Madrid. Ball gets pushed out. It's
Isco's on the
Isco.
ball.
Can he put the cross
Last
in?
chance.
He's trying to work the angle. Ball gets pushed back, and there's
And
just not enough time. The ball needed to go in, and that is that. It is Zazi who has taken the match. Really well played, working it off 2 corners,
Yep,
set
nail-biting
pieces.
stuff.
All
Nail-biting
goals.
stuff.
Yeah, all goals. This game was from set pieces, Andy.
Yeah, very, very evenly matched game.
What's your take on that, though?
I think these 2 players are incredible.
Yeah.
They really know what they're doing, and they know what they wanted to execute. Zazi came out on top today, so
Yeah.
congrats to him. But
Yeah.
again, take nothing away from Riyasat.
It was a real battle between the David and the Goliath matchup here. 2 heavyweights within the scene of the eFootball, and it's good to see that the guys have so much respect for one another afterwards, and shake the hands. We're all buddies in the end, right? We don't want to
Yeah.
beat each other up or anything like that.
Well, I don't know. Something's.
I know when
Things
you and I
happen,
play,
right?
it comes down to that, but we'll keep it clean. We'll keep it simple. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to cross over straight to you guys, Len, in studio.
Well, thank you very much, Gavin and Handley. Interesting game. The outcome is as we anticipated, but interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely very, very interesting game. We thought there'd be a lot of goals, but there was not that much goals. But it's a very interesting game. We knew who would win, and we had our money on Zazi, and he did as well.
Before I come to Mohammed, who's joining us, he's also an e-footballer who's qualified to play in the Masters come September. He did so online, not here where we are, out at the Maverick Gaming Center. Where do you think Zazu won it? Because it looked very tight towards the end until another set piece came to the fold and resulted as a goal.
Yeah, well, I think Zazi got his goals very similarly. I think he knows how to take those kind of corners, and it worked towards his advantage. And the whole game, there was not a lot of shots taken, I must say.
Yeah.
There was just a few shots taken, and luckily enough, he got the set pieces that helped him score the 2 goals that he got.
Mohammed, welcome to the panel here.
Thank you.
You've qualified. You were watching the game. Another Orlando Pirates esports player goes down.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of our players falls down, but I'm sure he'll make it through the losers bracket. It was a game between two well-known players in our South African community, and I think the best player on that occasion won.
You're watching the game, and where do you think Zazi actually managed to edge Riyasad?
So, as you said, it was kind of a balanced game.
Yeah.
But the set pieces did make the difference. Zuer scored a winner with Cristiano Ronaldo, and we all know Cristiano Ronaldo ability in the air. Unbelievable player.
Emmanuel, we've noticed that most of the guys who actually play with Juventus use Cristiano Ronaldo, manage to utilize him and utilize him well, and they go as far as to actually winning the overall tie.
Definitely. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, as Mohammed said, very good overall player. He knows how to jump. He's tall, he's fast, and also knows how to use both of his feet and has the ability to be at the right place at the right time. So I think definitely he's the favorite, especially because they choose Juventus just because of Cristiano Ronaldo, because of his ability to maneuver, and I think he also has stamina as well, so he's able to do the whole 90 e-football time, and he doesn't get that tired.
Mohammed, you've obviously qualified, as we've said. As somebody who is about to play, who's going to map their way to actually getting to qualify for the Masters, what advice would you give for those who are at home watching or somewhere just watching, preparing for the games that are still coming today or those that are coming tomorrow?
Obviously, to get to the grand finals, it's a job. It's a tough job. It's not easy at all, since you have to play against the best players in this country who all, of course, want to do well at this level with what's being offered as prizes and etc.
Yeah.
So what I recommend is you must believe in yourself. With that confidence, you won't be able to achieve what you want, and that would be really bad. And the second piece of advice I would give is try to practice with these players that are better than you.
Yeah.
So you can try and learn stuff like the new implanted techniques in FIFA 19, like time finishing, goalkeeper movement. Once those techniques are mastered, I would consider that you are
almost there.
Almost there, exactly.
Just almost there.
Yeah.
It's actually very interesting that we actually have one of the participants with us,
Yeah.
because we were having a discussion earlier on about pre-game rituals. What is your pre-game ritual?
Me, before a game, I laugh around with my friends. First, I laugh around a bit with them. Then, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna pray a little bit if it's important. I'm gonna pray a little bit. Then, it's decided on the pitch.
Wow, the laughing is interesting with your friends. You're just chilling there and
Yeah.
just burst out in laughter. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
Because if you show that you're not panicking,
so effectively you are panicking, but you just don't want to show
no,
it.
not panicking.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand.
Not panicking in that way. Like, what I mean is, before a game,
Yeah.
normally my opponent is next to me, so
So you laugh with him?
No, not with him.
Oh, okay.
With my friends behind the scene. So before the game, you can sense that the tension is a bit, let's say, serious. So you know if the opponent is, let's say, if he knows you, he'll act a bit strangely, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You have that fear factor, and that fear factor is what helps you, gives you the advantage, if I could say, yes.
Okay, well, if you're at home and you're checking out Mohammed, he's just giving you tips on how to get yourself settled and how to have that game phase going. But just going back on the game that we've just seen now, Emmanuel. Zazi obviously through. How far do you see him going? Because obviously with a lot of tournaments, he's the guy to watch. We've seen other guys playing earlier on. There's still other guys to play today and tomorrow. Would you consider him as your favorites, given how he played today? Is that enough for us to judge him on that game alone?
Well, Zazi is brilliant, and I think he's the man to beat. So I think he's gonna make it through to the finals. I'm gonna put it out there and say Zazi's gonna make it through to the finals because we've seen his ability, and every single year he improves. Right? Maybe he needs to go back and look at his gameplay. Maybe take a few shots here, not play around here, and I think that will work towards his advantage because he passes the ball a lot. And remember, position doesn't win the game. But I think that if he starts taking shots more, he's definitely going to make it to the finals. As he's the man to beat. Yeah.
Going to somebody who's actually involved and would give us a better insight. We've noticed, like Emmanuel was saying, a lot of the guys tend to overpass, as it were. Chances outside the box don't normally get taken. Guys would rather take the extra pass or the extra 2 passes in order to get closer to goal. Is that an intentional strategy, or is it something that you do because you just want to guarantee that you get as close as possible to the goals?
So possession play in general is to frustrate your opponent.
Yeah.
So playing that way is basically not letting your opponent getting the ball. So without your opponent having the ball, it allows you to look for different methods to score, create chances, and also, most importantly, prevent him from creating chances.
But on the flip side, I would argue that once you are on the edge of the box, if there's an opportunity that presents itself, surely you would want to take it. That versus wanting to frustrate your opponent.
It's probabilities. It depends on this.
Either way, it depends on probabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's percentages, like for example, players, the top quality players won't take shots in ordinary positions.
Which one are you?
I prefer not to comment on that.
Yeah, you were saying
the top players normally take shots when they are in good position.
Yeah.
And they know exactly if they take a shot at this certain position, it will be a goal. Now, knowing the levels, there's a lot of levels. You can be an amateur, a pro, it depends. And different levels, that's how you can judge what you do around the area, around the box. You just need to work around and work with the probabilities, in my opinion.
Emmanuel, from you, having seen the gameplays, having seen how the guys have gone about, at this crucial point, because we are nearing the final, yes, I know it's still day one, but every game that we play is a step closer to getting to the final of the eFootball Masters Qualifier.
Yeah.
What advice, in terms of what Mohammed has just told us, what advice would you give in terms of when you attack, the options that you take?
Well, I think for attacking, just be quick when you do it. Right, you don't have second thoughts on what you're trying to do. Once your player has balance, and once you know where you want to shoot, just take the shot. If it's a finesse shot, take a finesse shot. If you wanna strike it down low, strike it down low. If you have to hit a chip, hit a chip. But don't waste too much time passing the ball around because you miss 100% of the chances you don't take.
Taking them from outside the box versus taking them inside the box. We heard from somebody who's involved in the eFootball Masters Qualifier. He says, frustrate your opponent. Would you go with that, or would you just go with the idea that let me just bury this chance, be it goes in or not?
I think frustrate your opponent when you 2 goals up, right?
But 2 goals is a very dangerous scoreline.
Yeah, but if you're 2 goals up, what are you scared of?
The guy pulling a goal back?
But he won't pull a goal back. He will pull a goal back, but you're still winning, right? So in terms of when you start the match, if the match is 0-0, what you're trying to do is score goals, right? Frustrating your opponent in the first few minutes of the match, it's not really going to work towards your advantage. So go there, score the 2 goals, and then after that, start passing the ball around, start showboating a little bit. But do that once you have your goals.
I hear your argument in terms of when you 2-0 ahead, do the showboating, frustrate your opponent.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Mohammed, is 2-0 the most, how do I put this? It gives you a false sense of comfort, doesn't it?
Once again, it depends on the player. if you take me for example, if I'm at the VS Gaming Grand Finals and
Yeah.
I'm 2 goals up, I could promise you now, my opponent won't see the ball.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's one thing for sure. Being 2 goal up, you can possibly lose it because this FIFA installment is really inconsistent. Yeah, this eFootball installment is really inconsistent.
Yeah.
But
Pass it around.
pass it around, keep
Frustrate
it
your
exactly.
opponent. All right, cool. The next game is getting. The guys are getting ready. Masoom is back on the hot seat once again. We saw how he performed the last time around. This time around, he's taking on KJ Divac. We saw the first game.
Yeah.
An opponent that, I don't know if you've got some insight on him, but we saw how Masoom played in the previous game. How do you rate his chances this time around?
Well, I think we already know Masoom's gameplay, and with KJ, we're not really familiar with how he plays, but I think he made it this far, right? I think now since he made it this far, I'm sure he's beaten quite a few players to get here. I think his gameplay, Masoom should not let loose, basically. Don't get too comfortable. You're playing against someone that knows how to play the game as well. So what you want to do is that you want to go there and still stick to your strategy, right? As I said, and I'll always say this throughout the whole tournament, first 45 minutes, try and not make no mistakes, defend while learning what the other player has in store for you.
Ahmed, I don't know if you had a chance to look at Masoom's previous game, the one that he played. Yes, did you watch him play? Or?
Yes, I did watch him playing. I know him quite well.
All right.
So Masoom is known for his skills and his technical prowess around the box.
Yeah.
So going forward, he's really an unpredictable player that is capable of the unthinkable going forward. So this might be in my opinion, this might be a tough game for KG Divac, who has done quite well this tournament.
Yeah.
But let's wait and see for the outcome of this game.
So in this game, we saw what Masoom was able to do the last time.
Yeah.
How do you rate his chances this time around? Is
Well,
he going to stick with the same team? Do you think he's going to change his team? Do you think he's going to change his tactical approach?
Yeah, I think it would be very advisable for him to stick with the team that he picked in the first match because, I mean, he knows the guys that he's playing with. Another thing is that when he played earlier on, we thought that the other opponent would win because we knew the other opponent, right? So predictions, we've been wrong throughout the day, a bit wrong. So I think with KJ, he should still remain confident, play your game, you know, and but Masoom, we know he's a very good player. As you said, he's a very skillful player, and I think that works towards his advantage. But at the same time, he needs to take all the opportunities that he gets, and he needs to shoot the goal. But I think that he stands a better chance at winning it.
Mohammed, at this point, the two guys are obviously getting ready. Yeah. What do you think is going through their minds right now? They've had their share of gaming for today, so they should be pretty comfortable. The nerves should have gone. They are almost in an advanced stage of the tournament. Right now, what do you think is going through their minds?
As you said before, they are getting closer to the final, so they are getting closer to securing those spots at the grand final.
Yeah.
So right now, they are going to try to win, of course, but they mustn't forget that they do have a second chance if they lose.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel, as things are looking, I'm not going to ask you for a prediction because you've been wrong. So people are not going to be trusting you right now. But talking tactically, defense, we've seen it playing a crucial role so far in the tournament. If you are Masoom, if you are KG, how do you set up? 3 at the back, 4 at the back, you go 5?
I think guard your flanks, right? We've seen it throughout the tournament. A lot of guys try getting via the flanks.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to be looking at. Guard your flanks. Just make sure your center is solid, but guard your flanks because especially if they choose a team like Juventus or a team like Real Madrid, we've been seeing that quite often, or even France. Guard your flanks because the reason why they pick those teams, I assume, is because they got fast wing players. And so all you have to do is just make sure that you don't allow them to run down the side. Just make sure that you put proper, either a proper right back defender or proper left back defender. Even though it's a 3-5-2 or it's 4-3-2, 4-3-3, or 4-4-2. Just make sure that your left back and your right back are fast enough to catch up with whoever they're going to be facing, either it be Cristiano Ronaldo or Mbappe or even Diabala. You know that if you have proper right back and a left back defender, you definitely stand a chance at defending. And then just make sure that you got good players in the front that are able to counter attack, because I think that's how you're going to score the goals throughout the tournament. Is when there's intense attacking, there's always an opportunity for a counter attack. And yeah,
Mohammed, we obviously don't know now. We just about to know as the minutes and the seconds are rolling. We're going to find out which teams the two guys are going to be going with. But from your knowledge, you are rather familiar with them. Who do you think is going to go with what side?
When I was speaking to Masoom down before the start of the tournament, he was telling me that he did change his team for this tournament. So Masoom is definitely going to go for France.
Okay.
So, and De Vac, it's between Juventus or France, because those are the two most used teams throughout the tournament, and the most reliable teams, of course.
Interesting. So if the two guys go, let's assume Juventus versus France, will obviously have a matchup of what Masoom had earlier on.
Yep.
How does he set up now? Does he stick with the same game plan? Does he change a little bit?
I think the first half of the first match will determine what happens in the match, right?
Yeah.
So the first half will determine whether he needs to change his game plan or he needs to stick to it. Because remember, he doesn't know who he's playing against now. But remember, he knows his game plan. So that's going to work for him. Like, regardless of who you're playing with, whatever you came with, whatever you know, how you know how to use your team, always works towards your advantage. So switching it up might create a few mistakes here and there. So I think he should still stick to his game plan, still choose the same team, even though I would have loved to see a Manchester City, because, I mean, they have good players. And but he should definitely stick to his game plan. I think he will.
And the interesting thing about this is, at the point that we are at, all right, we find that both KJ and Masoom have qualified for the Masters.
Yeah.
But how do they still approach this game? Do they change their approach? Do they still want to go the whole way?
You still want bragging rights, I think.
That's true.
I think that's what eFootball, like a fraction of it is about. I beat you and I am better than you. So I think even though they've qualified, you still don't let your guard down, because you still you sort of like want to get the fear factor, right? Where people look at you and be like, this guy might win the grand final because he already beat me, right? And if you beat someone once, when we play again, the confidence level is different. I know I can beat you because I beat you before. And you're very nervous at the time. So, yeah.
Mohammed, obviously, guys, the two guys through to the Masters, how much help or assistance does this game give them? We know the Masters are later on in the year, in September, but having to play this game now, sort of like sussing out an opponent that's possibly going to be another opponent come the Masters. How important is it? Which hand do you show? How do you approach this game? I know Emmanuel has already told us how he would approach this game, or how the guys should approach this game. From your take, as somebody who's also going there, possibly one of them could end up being an opponent of yours. If you were them, how would you approach this, knowing that there's still a second bite at the cherry come September?
If it was me, I would play in the best of my ability, because at the end of the day, there is still prize money on the line.
Definitely, yeah.
So going into this game, you should go all guns blazing and trying to get this W, especially for the players that represent teams, and they can take the crown home.
Oh, I see. We've got a lot of we've got a lot of Orlando Pirates esports guys who are rooting for each other, and I can see that Mohammed is also doing the same thing that Abu was doing to us earlier on. But on the real though, I'm actually going to ask you for your prediction. Looking at the guys, We've seen one of them play. We haven't actually got a chance to see how KJ played today, but history would tell us, and what Mohammed was saying, that he's actually a formidable opponent. So with the intel that you have, Mr. Emmanuel, please teach us.
Well, I think definitely, I think Moonsoon is going to come out on top. I think the first match this time, I wouldn't like to see a draw, but there's been draws. But I think Moonsoon, if he wins the first match, then definitely going into the second match, he might take it. So let me just put it this way. Whoever wins the first match has a high chance at winning the second match.
Interestingly that you should mention that we've seen the first games being drawn.
Correct.
And we can argue that those were the first games of the guys that were playing on screen earlier on. You've already gotten the first game out of the way. Surely we're not going to see draws going forward.
The first match, that's what I'm saying. It's the first time since, if we've never played before. If me and Mohammed have never played before, the first match,
you become very careful.
You become very careful. You don't want to make silly mistakes, right? You become very cautious. You defend, and when you attack, but not full force, but you just attack maybe with like 3 players, but you keep your center and your defense intact. Second match, you go in full force.
You go in full force. Interestingly enough, the two guys have decided to both go for France. Interesting matchup, wouldn't you say?
It is a very interesting matchup, but we did predict it. I mean, France and Juventus, as Mohammed mentioned earlier on, are very the tournament's favorites. And I mean, it's because of the quality players that they bring with the team. But the formation is going to be different, obviously, and the style of play is going to be different. Whoever's going to win this match, because they're playing with the same team, same players, whoever's going to be winning this match is because he chose the right players to play in the center, in the wing, and
all right, whoever wins this match will definitely be France. And to find out which France is going to win this match, Kevin and Lee, please let us know.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for that, Len. It was quite the introduction these guys have given us on what they think is quite the way forward for this game, Andley. You and myself have been watching a few games throughout the day. I'm not too sure, you know, how close these two are. We've seen Masum play a little bit earlier. De Valk now obviously coming into the picture. I mean, it's a shame about the young lighty, eh?
Yeah, well, we never know. I mean, last year's champion was a very young boy. What was he, 14? Taboho was his name? Right?
Tabo.
Tabo was his name.
So that's what I like about. I like the young guys coming in. It shows a little bit more competition. That's always nice. They bring in a different style of play. So obviously these guys are really good. They really spend a lot of time. And they spend a lot of time playing. A lot of time. I mean, speaking to some of these guys say their minimum play a day is 4 hours minimum.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's some dedication right there.
Yeah, I need that for sleep nowadays. If I have 4 hours that I'm going to use to play, I'll probably be sleeping. I mean, I've hung up the controller by now. Andy, obviously both the guys opting to use France. We've seen France being selected quite often today alongside Juventus and so on. And it's a very good side to use. I think the fact that they're going for the same team is going to make it a lot more competitive to play against one another. So it's going to be interesting to see what the outcome will be.
Very, very balanced. I think if you have the same teams, I think this is a true test of their individual skills because you can't blame the team which one was better, which one, because it's exactly the same team. So they get to set it up the way that they want. So this is going to be like a boxing match. It's 1 versus 1, and you don't have anything else to blame. You can't blame the players in the different teams. It's down to that.
And looking at that now, they've pretty much both got the exact same sort of setup for formation as well. So that's also very interesting. This might just be gridlocked to the max.
Let's hope it doesn't become a stalemate with France versus France coming up. Kick off with the blue. So who's in the blue and who's in the white?
So I think Masum is playing in the all blue kit.
Okay.
And in De Valk's playing in the white kit, if I'm not mistaken. We'll just get confirmation of that just in a bit. Now it's Pogba on the ball here, swinging it out. This is going to be very difficult to commentate, but it's not too bad. Ball gets pushed out here to the left flank. Now it's Mbappe pushing the ball out quite nicely. A lot of pace on the ball here from Dembele. Haven't really seen him being used in so much space, and you know he's got a bit of pace on him as well. Yeah. Now it's
Pogba dispossessed by the other Pogba.
Mbappe is actually quite nice to be used. Oh, there we go. Pogba 1-on-1 to the keeper. Will this be the first goal? Oh, what a save though. Maybe should have went for the corner.
Yeah, I would have gone for the corner.
Yeah. The ball gets pushed out wide. Kante pushes the ball out towards Pogba. Titi. Very interesting to see him Titi play towards the left of the centre back there. Dembele. Pogba again linking up very nicely here. Ooh, almost lost that ball. Now it's Griezmann
on the ball. That's Masoom in the white.
pushing out the ball. Now, oh, nice trickery there. Mbappe is going to get onto the end of this if he's got enough pace. He's going to might run out of space though. So very tricky stuff here. Throw-in for the two teams. Been a long day for these guys. I'm sure they just want to get over with it.
Want to get on and win.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Ball gets pushed out. Dembele, Tweedy linking up rather very nicely. Pogba. You see that both these guys have got very different styles of play. Through the middle.
Ooh,
Mbappe should have shot earlier. Griezmann can track this back onto the left foot. Runs out of space. I must say, you can see that, you know, both they use the same team, they use the same sort of formation, but you know, the one sort of tends to go out wider than.
Who tends out to go wider?
I think it's Masoom. Masoom, sorry. Yeah, I think he tends to go out more wider, whereas De Valk goes straight down the middle.
Yeah, that's what it seems as well. I mean, De Valk had quite a few good chances, 2 good chances to be exact. Masoom absorbed them very well.
Oh, this is a chance. Oh, gets very lucky. Very good start here for Masoom's side, yeah. So
no, that was De Valk.
Was that De Valk? I think we'll just get a confirmation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Masoom.
So Masoom did take the first goal. So obviously the guys are wearing the opposites of what their kits is in the game. That's what we've got
that's where the confusion is coming. So Masoom is in the blue.
Yeah, and he's just scored. Yeah. Well, now that we got that cleared up, this can be a little bit more easier for us. Both teams being France. So really good start there from Masoom. You see, he's playing a lot through the middle. We were quite right about that. And he did such a good job at that. But it was De Valk that was having all the pressure very on, playing out in the wide, using the pace of Dembele. And just speaking about the man, he is on the ball at the moment.
Antoine Griezmann, new Barcelona player.
Pogba wants it back. Griezmann decides against it, gives it towards the middle of the park. Mbappe on the ball. Mbappe wants it again, gets it again. Oh, great tackle coming in. Really crunching slide tackle there from what looked like TT. But now Griezmann on the ball. This is good play. The break is on. The pass was on. Ball gets shifted out wide. Now he's waiting for some support. Link up play. Oh, this could be a foul. Well tackled in the end. Referee goes up against it. Mbappe. Ball goes through the middle. Griezmann beats one. Gives it back to Pogba. Now there's overlap here. Can he pass the ball back? Might go towards goal. Wanted to place it on the near post. I've seen guys bury that before. Very difficult. Masoom very, very sneaky.
I think I would have gone for the far post though, trying to curve it around the player.
I think the sliding tackle coming in might have blocked it if it went for the far post, but very good play nonetheless. De Valk now just trying to get string a few passes together. Mbappe on the ball. Very deep for Mbappe this. Pogba trying to wrap things up here. Dembele again. Sort of beats one. Great tackle there. Forces the throw. Mbappe not wasting any time with that throw, Andley.
Yep. Need to get back in, and we're 30 minutes into the game. 1-0, still anybody's game, but if you can score that goal earlier on, that equalizer can build up your confidence for you to take the W.
That was a very good play there from De Valk. He's got some tricks up his sleeve. The young man, I always see to see the youngsters that do come into these competitions always have the tricks. They got good. They execute it. Yeah, they execute that quite nicely.
But are you
nice ball here for Griezmann. Can he take it onto the far post and just drags it wide? De Valk almost smashing his controller in half there with that reaction, but nonetheless, good play. Good build up. Just needed to put it towards the corner. Didn't have to go too hard on that one.
Yeah. Definitely. Are you the type of player when you played eFootball to use tricks in your game?
Not really. I always just felt like getting the ball around the park. I think it was more frustrating. But I think once I've built up the amount of goals in the game and I'm leading quite convincingly, then I'll bring out the tricks. Okay. And then it's more of a humiliation.
It's a show off more than anything else.
Griezmann on the ball. Looks for Pogba. It was Tweedy
Still have the
actually.
ball, have the shot.
Has the shot, but it goes straight down the throat from the keeper. Nice distribution out here now. France in white, though, needs to get the ball upfield so they can have a few shots at goal. Mbappe defending really well here in the middle of the park. He wants it back again. Oh, the pass just not working from Pogba. De Vac needs to get, just that final third. I think we saw the shot coming now. That was really good play. Mbappe is in a very strange position for me here.
Yeah, he is. I
It's
think
kind
this
of like-
midfield is very, very crowded. It's
Yeah.
like the players don't have enough room to maneuver. I think they're not using the wings or the space adequately.
This is good play here from Masum. Really working in the middle of the park quite nicely. Gives it away rather cheaply though in the end. Curse of the commentator. Dembele on the ball. What can De Vac come up with now? He needs to score now. He's got Mbappe on the left. Mbappe, one-on-one of the keeper, goes for the far post, but the
I think
keeper
he took
manages.
that just a little bit too early, Gavin.
Oh, yeah. Short corner it is. What can he come up with here before halftime? Oh,
That was
flicks
a
it up
very
quite nicely.
strange
Good call,
cross.
good cross there though. Mbappe trying to beat the first player. Gets almost shoved off the ball. Is there time for one more opportunity here for Masum's side? It's all cancelled out and it's a 1-0 towards Masum going into this half time. Andy,
Yep.
what's your thoughts so far?
Well, good game again. These players are just very, very evenly matched.
Yeah.
I think De Vac had that chance to score. I think he just shot too early. I think his eyes lit up before he executed what he needed to execute. And hopefully he can do better if he gets a second chance.
Yeah, look, I think, there's a whole half to play. De Vac, he showed some promise going into that first half. So, obviously, it's sort of evenly matched up, but it was a good goal coming in from Masum very early on. So, that does apply a lot of pressure. De Vac now with some skills and trickery. Pogba starting the second half with quite a bit of space. Dembele on the ball.
Good
Sort of
turn.
beats one. He can take the shot on. Shot that's coming in. Oh, what a strike it was indeed. That is the De Vac we have been waiting for, and he's pushed through quite nicely.
She seemed to score the difficult ones and miss the easy ones.
Yeah, that was really good play. Now it looks like Massim is having none of it and going straight for the attack. Ball gets pushed out quite nicely. Now it was Griezmann that could have wrapped it on the left. Mbappe makes space. Sort of had to beat two defenders there. Griezmann just waiting for opportunity to maybe cross this ball. And Pogba is all the way back helping in the defensive structure of things. You don't always see that, but it's good. It's good to see that though.
Oh, he can if he wants to. He's got the qualities to.
That break was definitely on there. Now, Masum, he needs to work the ball around. Works it out towards Mbappe.
Oh.
Rather forced the pass, but still puts enough pressure on to get a throw in. Good player from De Vac. Instead, gives it away cheaply. Now Mbappe is through on 1-1 of the keeper. Will he take the shot onto his left? Tries to set it up for the player towards goal instead. And
Good save.
yeah, not bad.
Prevent the throw in. Good as well.
Mbappe playing on the left wing, eh, Antley?
Yep.
Interesting.
That
But it
makes
works,
sense.
it works. He's
That
got
makes sense.
pace, yeah. He's got a good strike. He's got a nice right foot. Pogba on the ball.
Pogba on the ball.
Ooh, sort of
Runs
beats one.
into traffic, but still retains the ball. Loses it. Now things are starting to heat up, Gavin. A lot more action and urgency.
Oh, Griezmann probably
Snapshot
should have
from
taken the.
Griezmann.
He should have taken the touch. I think.
I
there.
think he should have taken the touch.
Dragging the players back here from Masum. Wants to work from the back. We've seen this quite often. Through ball is on the wing. Decides against it. Pogba plays it out towards him. TD gets it back again. Mbappe. He's got space now. Will Pogba give it back to him? We'll take the shot. And the shot that's coming. There's no one home.
Finish.
Oh, the angle just closed on him, Andy.
Yeah, unfortunate. But that was very, very close. I thought the goalkeeper should have hung on to the ball, but he didn't.
Kante swings it out. Now it's time for De Vac to come up with a solution of some sort to maybe put his side into the lead. Nice through ball here from Mbappe. Keeper coming out rather strongly for that one. Bravely, shall I say. Kante trying to work a good through ball there for Pogba, but not working quite well. Pogba on the ball now. Mbappe making the run.
Got support.
It was a great tackle nonetheless, stopping that attack. Now Griezmann forcing the through ball. Does look like Masoom has got an opportunity here now. It's a 2-on-1 scenario.
situation.
It has to be Dembele on the ball. Squares it up and scores it in the far post. Really good play from Masoom. And that is exactly how you want to be playing with France.
Yep, no, very good ball. I'm actually quite surprised he was able to squeeze that pass through for the tap-in, but 2-1 to France.
Divac needs to come up with the goods now if he wants to get back into this, Andley.
Yeah, I think still keep much of the same. Very evenly matched teams. We can see he wants to start changing the formation and his tactics slightly just to try and even it up. But there's still a second game to go still, so we'll see what happens. Here's that easy tap in for Pogba.
Wasn't a bad finish. Really well worked. I've seen some times where guys are actually in offsides position like that.
Yeah.
And that's quite unfortunate. But well played there from Masoom. Puts himself 2-1 up. But the pressure is still on though from Divac. He's got lots of tricks up his sleeve. Pogba on the ball.
20 minutes left of the game, more or less. Let's see if Divac can make it even.
Ooh, slide tackle coming in. This is the problem with Divac. He's got too many guys pushing up front. A 2-on-1 scenario again. Griezmann wants the ball early, doesn't get it.
Tackle.
Great tackle there. Oh, it gives it
bad
away
pass.
rather cheaply from Divac. Ball gets pushed out towards Pogba. He can have the shot, but it's Griezmann instead.
Oh,
Chips
what
it
a ball.
Chips it towards the far corner. And this has went from really good to really bad very quickly for Divac.
I think Pogba with a great assist there by just dragging one of the defenders out and allowing Griezmann that space to finish on that first touch.
Great
top
finish.
goal, top goal.
Very good goal. Very good stuff from Masoom. Really knows his plays. Got Griezmann in the right area. I actually thought he messed it up early on by not giving Griezmann the ball earlier when there was a 2-on-1 scenario.
Yeah.
And Divac didn't clear the lines, and that's where it all went wrong for him.
But he was marshaled well as well. I don't know
Yes.
if you saw that. He
Yes.
couldn't make the pass as he wanted to.
That's a good
And
play.
You have to give credit to Divac for that.
Ooh,
Ooh, what
heavy
happened there?
touch there. Now the break is on again. Griezmann links up with Pogba. Mbappe still carries on with his run. All defended from Divac. He needed to. Griezmann on the ball. Great tackle there. Kante. Masoom on the counter. He wants to score more. That's what we like to see. Dembele on the charge. He can have the shot. Decides to go for it after dragging it away from goal. Great save from the keeper, Griezmann. Well defended from Divac. Needs to maybe push this ball upfield to give himself a chance to get back into this one, Andley.
Yeah, definitely. I think 3-1, that's a comfy cushion with 10 minutes left. I don't think he has the time to make the comeback.
Yes.
So, yeah, a good game nonetheless, though.
Matuidi on the
Matuidi on the
ball,
ball.
edge of the box. Pogba
Pogba
might
on
fancy
the
this.
strike.
Oh, great
Yeah.
finish in the top left corner. That's exactly what you want to see from Pogba. Great stuff to
Yeah.
Masoom, and he's got himself a comfortable lead
Yeah, I
nonetheless,
think the
Andley.
floodgates have opened. I think he's very settled. I think Divac is a little bit frustrated with his lack of chances at the beginning, and it's unsettled him a bit. It seems that's what allowed Masoom to score these 4 cracking goals.
Yeah, they were really, really, really good goals. It's always nice to see guys like Pogba finishing them off quite nicely, and that's what we've come to see. And at least
Yeah,
some
we know
good,
Pogba has the
good
power.
e-football plays.
Yeah, definitely.
Mbappe, what can Divac come up with now? It's more of just redemption right now. Coman on the ball. Still got the ball. Really getting pushed out. And I think it's gone out for a goal kick. Lloris pumps this one upfield. Pogba on the charge. Kante. Great tackle there. Masoom can probably score another one if the through ball's well executed. Yeah. Oh, great tackle coming in there. Pogba can actually finish this off quite nicely. Dembele finds Mbappe. Squeezes the pass through, but just running out of room, Andley.
But he is 4-0 up, 4-1 up, so I don't think he has too much to worry about at this point in time with 3 minutes left.
No. I think this first game is safe to say
yeah,
it's gone
it's
towards
gone.
Masoom.
It's gone towards Masoom. I think
Really good
Divac
play though.
needs to just reset a little bit for the second game and adjust his tactic.
Oh, this is good play
good
here
goal.
from, yeah, this is what Divac is all about.
Good goal. Goal's always good.
Yeah, that was, he needs to do this so that in the next game, he doesn't have too much to build up on
Yeah.
towards goal-wise.
Yeah.
The goal difference is what matters. And Pogba on the ball now. This might just be the last bit of this game. Nice encounter between these two going in their first half, but second half it was all Masoom. Great stuff. Congratulations to that first win there from Masoom. Good stuff. We've got the second game coming up now. And Andy, what's your thoughts on that first half?
No, I think it was a good game. Well, the
First game, yeah.
First game, first half was quite even. First half, second half, Masoom showed his class. He dictated the play. He did what he wanted, and that's where we got the 4-1 from. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, well, in the end, you know, Divak actually scored 2 goals. Excuse me. And I mean that's what it all comes down to, is just, you know, showing your opponent that you still got the goods in the bags, and we hope he can show us in this next game, because that's what it comes down to. Is he probably needs to win this next game, what, like 4-1 at least?
Yeah,
just to make sure that he's got himself in the driving seat when it comes down to the point. So. But kudos to Masoom. He played a really good game. We've seen him earlier where he was facing a very, very, very tough...
a well-known player.
Yeah, exactly that. And he's done very, very well, yeah.
So on to the second game. See the players start setting up their teams, their tactics and strategies.
Maybe just opting to do a little bit different this time.
Yeah, Giroud up top. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
So...
Germany.
Yeah, it looks like we got a change of team here now. It actually looks like Masoom is playing with the France because he's quite comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And Divak has gone and opted with Germany this time.
That is interesting. This is our first time today seeing a team change. Let's see if it's effective or not.
I think it will be pretty good. I mean, you got very good players up in the German side.
Who do we have in the German side? Thomas Müller, is he still playing?
Yeah, he's still playing. Sane, come on.
Marco Reus.
Yeah, Reus is up there as well. He's got a lot of pace. So obviously some settings being done by these guys, making sure they're feeling rather comfortable for this game. Looking at this now as a tie-up, Germany up against France.
Yeah, well, that's a age-old battle now, isn't it?
No, I'm a big German fan. So
you're a big German fan.
Divak, you have to make me proud, man. You have to make me proud. No pressure whatsoever.
Since Gavin is a German fan, I have to support Masoom. Come on, France.
Yeah, we have.
Allez la bleu.
Yeah, I don't know any German terms.
Yeah, me neither. Sorry with that.
Yeah. No. All right, well, we have it here now. It's France up against Germany. Now, this is going to be a good tie. Divak, my man, you're going to show us how it's done. Masoom, no pressure, because I'm sure the little one is going to come for you. He's got the title. He needs to come for it.
Come on, let's go, France. Let's go, France.
It's going to go for, and now the ball is started. We're on. Divak giving the ball away rather cheaply very early on here. Pogba giving it out to Mbappe. He's got left and right runners. Decides to go alone. Try to give the ball out towards Pogba, and still gets it into Mbappe with a shot. Needs to clear his lines here. Almost making a meal of it, Andy.
Yeah, almost. That was a close one, wasn't it, Gavin? France making a tactical...
Yeah, just...
France, or is it...
Yeah, I think it's Masoom. He's just checking out what exactly is on the opponent's side when it comes to formation, when it comes to, you know, the defending side of things. So it's nice to see that he can study that very quickly and understand what his opponent's up to. So Divak is all about the driving seat right now, but it's Masoom who's got the ball, he's got the possession, and he's making all the calls right now. Mendy gives it out to Dembele. Tweedy links up again. Now to Mbappe, swings it out to Pogba. It's a shot at goal, and that was great link-up play. France who takes the lead, and it's Pogba with the celebration in the corner.
Good job, Masoom. Good goal.
Divak, that was very difficult to defend. That was really good build-up play, and yeah, Masoom really making the best of it.
Now he sliced through that German defense.
Sending the keeper thinking twice there, and Pogba just slotting it home for his nation. Really good game. Really good goal, should I say, as well.
Goal.
Yeah,
Reus. Really good build-up.
Chris. Kimmich trying to find Reus again. Works a nice ball out here towards the wingers. Really altering the space here, waiting for some support. Ooh, making use of Sane. I don't think Sane is going to score either from that far out, but you never know. Nice link-up play here. It's Reus again. He can't take the shot. The shot is on, but it's rather dragged wide. Very
I think
con-
I would have tried and curled it for the top right corner instead of trying to hammer it low and hard. Just dragging it to the right of the pole.
That's quite right, Andy. I'm pretty sure with Rus, you can really make use of the finesse shots. Now,
Ooh,
again,
through ball.
really good ball here. It's Pogba on the charge. He can finish. He's on his left
Oh,
foot. Takes a
overran
touch
it.
too many.
Overran
And
it.
definitely going to be beating himself later for that one, Andy.
Yeah, no, I understand what he was trying to do there, but just overran it. I think Divock did a good job in pulling the keeper if he did choose to pull the keeper, but yeah.
Really good ball out here now. Mbappe. Dembele can take the shot on his left. He will do so.
Good
What a
block.
save there. Neuer, probably one of the best keepers in our generation, Andy.
Yeah, definitely. So, one of the
Before-
stars of the
Before
World
that,
Cup winning team.
before that, maybe Van der Sar.
Yeah, definitely Van der Sar. You had your Buffon, well, he's still playing.
Yeah,
So
he's not done
Yeah,
yet.
he's still a living legend. But Neuer is definitely one of those players that
Dembele,
wants to be
Pogba.
respected. Through ball.
Mbappe swings it out to Dembele again. Great
Ooh.
tackle there. The Germans really doing a good job at the moment. Royce, they need to keep ball. They need to work angles and work space. Sane, forcing the pass like that is not going to do Divock any favors, Andy.
Yep, definitely not. I think France is finding their rhythm. Massoum has found his rhythm and he is playing beautifully.
Pogba can have the shot, swings it out to Dembele, might cross it here for Mbappe. Swings it up. Oh, really sneaky play. Works the right angle, instead goes against it.
Now that is
Pulls
some
it back.
skillful play.
Yeah, really
That
pulls
is
it back.
some
Squares it up for
skillful
a tap in the middle of the box there for
Yeah, I think
Mbappe.
Massoum's tail is definitely up. Confidence is
Yeah.
brimming, and you can see from the play. I think he is definitely in control.
really, really masterful play there. This is the level at what these guys are generally, produced at when it comes to, the finer detail of things. And that was a really good example of what Massoum can come up with. Oh,
Yeah.
good play here.
Ooh,
Good
good
shot.
block.
Yeah, really good block though. Oh, that was good to beat the two defenders. I think after beating the first one, maybe go for the shot there,
Yeah.
Antley. Sane on the ball. He's got a deadly strike as well. Werner on the ball. He comes the first try, and that was
2-1.
great play there, Royce.
Good job out of nowhere.
Divock is back in it, and it was Marco Royce who finished a fantastic build-up play there, really beating the players on the edge of the box, finding the passes quite nicely, and it was like Royce one-on-one with the keeper,
Yep. No, Royce won't
pretty much from the penalty spot.
Yeah, and he's one of those players that's really, really good. He's just had bad luck with injuries, so you would trust him to bury those.
Van on the ball. Sane gives it out to Royce. Van gets it back. Sane making the run, gets it again. This is an opportunity here for Divock. He needs to make it count. He's waiting for a few options left and right. Sane just trying to beat the defender, and defender comes out on top. But a throw-in for Germany.
Yep, definitely going for Germany. They're starting to build up and be more confident on the ball, but the French players are surrounding them.
Yeah, Royce, very deep here, trying to make things. Chris is a very good player as well, not just for club, but for country as well. So it's nice to have him control the middle of the park. Werner trying to work the angle, going for the lob there, Andy, rather cheeky.
I'm not sure if that was a lob or if that was a pass, but just a little bit overhit. Goalkeeper saved it with ease.
Now the ball gets pushed out,
Yep.
given away rather
Good pressure.
cheaply. Do you
No,
think the
good pressure
pressure's
from
on
the German
from?
team.
Yeah, the pressure's definitely on from De Beek now. Divock Chassé and Massoum is trying to reply by just boozing the ball downfield there, Andy.
Yeah, no, I think he needs to settle down a little bit. He had a few good chances that he missed.
Yeah.
Just like running the ball out of the field there, out of play there. But I think he just needs to settle down a little bit. I think momentum has shifted slightly to Divock's side. But a goal
Oh.
would change that very, very quickly.
Pogba.
Paul Pogba on the strike.
One of the keeper and
Ooh.
actually flanks, and Massoum drops his head in shame because he knows that was a very good opportunity. And Divock almost giving the ball straight back to him though with that kick out front from the keeper. That was definitely an opportunity, Andy.
Yeah, definitely so. A little bit more composure, maybe drag it inside when the defender had committed already.
Yes, that's a good player. Sane gets shrugged off the ball. Henry gets the ball back. Now it's Chris. Finds Royce. Needs to work the angle, but there's so many French players defending in the box right now. Turns him nicely. Takes a shot on. Not half bad, Andley.
No, not bad at all. Good save. Half time approaching. Let's see if we can equalize.
I don't think there's much German players to aim for besides Chris. It's quite
Have a
tall.
crack.
Was on the half volley. I would have had it. Royce on the turn. Trying to shrug off the defender. Sane.
Good passing.
He can work the angle. And this might go for another corner. A lot of pressure here from Divock Andley. Short corner it is. And beyond the corner. Crosses it nicely. Comes in towards the far post area. Now this is where France is very dangerous. They got Mbappe and Pogba up front. Mbappe is on his jet shoes. He's on his bicycle. He's running around the defender. He's got the pace. He can go all the way. He can have the strike or cross it. Well defended in the end. Danger isn't over yet. And keeper trying to get rid of it very quickly and making a mess of things. The ball's not away yet, and the shot comes inward. What a save there from Neuer.
That was great play.
What a first half we had here, Andley. Very good first half between the two
That
players.
was great football. That was great football. Masuma, I think, is getting his groove back in. Momentum shifted slightly again right at the end there. 2-1. What do you think, Gavin? Do you think Masum will go on and...
I think Masum might score another, but I have a feeling Divock has got the potential to bring this one back. Maybe level it up, I'm not too sure. But yes, he's got it. You know, the final third is always tricky for him. Masum's definitely got the players hanging really deep, which is making it very difficult for Divock to actually get a lot of, you know, passing into that final third and getting into good space in that final third. Whereas, you know, Masum knows he's got the lead. He can just sit back and sit on that counter attack with Mbappe and Pogba linking up nicely up front. So it's what's your take on this one?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think he has become more confident, but it is still a bit of an uphill to climb just because Masum he's a good player. And he's been able to settle and be confident in his play. So we shall see.
Oh, Griezmann on the flank here. Waits for support. Links up with Pogba quite nicely. Pogba has got some tricks up his sleeve. Links up with a Dembele. Dembele could have had the strike there. Maybe one touch too many. Pogba on the ball. Tries to beat the player. Could have the strike. There's a tricky moments as we've seen some penalties come in here, and what a save again from Neuer. I thought that one was going to the back of the net, Andley.
Yeah, I thought that was a goal as well, but Neuer pulled some magic out of his bag there to make that save. But pressure is still on.
Griezmann with the throw. Gives it out to Pogba. Well defended. Not defended well in terms of bowling the ball up, play and keeping ball. That's all what Divock needs to do. He needs to get that ball back and push up front. And not overcommit like this in the back of the park, because now this could be a problem, and the shot comes in and Neuer's got that covered. Read it really well. Tries to play from the back now. This is good and very brave from Divock, but it's what you want to see, Andley.
Yeah, there is still time. He's giving the ball away too cheaply. Well, just as I said, that so did Masum. But he's got the ball back. I think they're rushing it a little bit now. I think they know that time is ticking.
Yep. Sane trying to link up player nicely. Gets it out to Brand.
I think
forces the pass.
As you're defending a league, especially a 1-0 lead, time always feels really, really long. And when you're trying to catch up, time always goes by really, really quickly.
Yeah, that's always the case. Nice
Good
through
pass.
ball here. Dembele links up with Mbappe. He can get the cross, and he's got Pogba. Pogba is, I can fancy the strike, but didn't go for it. Wanted to have one more pass before shot a goal, which I think was a mistake, Andley.
Yeah, he should have just gone for it. I think he tried to anticipate something that wasn't there, so he should have just gone for the strike.
Now this can be a chance. Sane
Advantage.
is trying to make the run. This is good play here from It's now the through ball comes in. This could be a chip. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Oh, he's really brave to bring the keeper out, but he had to, Andley.
Yeah, he had to pull that one out. Dembele on the charge.
Almost finding Mbappe. Chris, what can he do? Sane wants the ball, doesn't get it. Really good defending this. Masum wants to pull out the pause so that he can make a few changes. Sane might have the last say before that happens. And that's not the case. Now the through ball gets thrown out. This is very good play here. Griezmann has enough pace to get around him. Mbappe with some skill to beat the first opponent. Now Dembele, space here. Matuidi can have the strike and does take
good
it on
save.
indeed. What a save though.
Very good save. 20 minutes left of the game.
Some changes being made here. Masum just having a little feel here between Matuidi, Kante, throwing them around. Maybe Giroud? Do you fancy Giroud to come on maybe?
Not so much. I've never been a fan of Giroud. At least his style of play doesn't suit my style of play. So
Masum just making sure he understands the setup from Divock, because he's gone quite narrow now. He wants to play through the middle. He doesn't want to really worry about getting ball out wide. Other players are just getting ready for the next set piece. Looks like Divock is just making a few more changes on his end. He's ready to go. Masum's ready to go. 20 minutes to go, Andy, between this crazy encounter.
yep.
Pogba gives it out to Mendy. Loses it in the end. Schultz gets the ball out quite nicely. But it's France who on the attack again. That pass needed to go out towards Pogba but didn't. Now the break is on for Germany. Stringing a few beautiful passes together here. Going out wide is Schultz. Sane. Royce playing the safe option. Really using good width here now. Stringing a few passes with Chris. Chris wants it back. Is it Royce? Royce takes a shot on.
Good block.
Really good play this. Now the break is on. This is where France is very dangerous. Plays the safer pass out wide to Dembele. Mbappe on the run. Almost working it out of play there. Really well played in the
Good
end.
save.
Pogba can take the strike. Oh, well tackled to deny that. Oh, trying to
15
force
minutes.
that quick through ball there. Could have worked. Mbappe on the ball. Oh, and it's a free kick on the edge of the box, Andy. Who would you fancy?
Pogba,
Yeah.
I think.
Or maybe Griezmann. Yeah.
Griezmann, I think it's close enough for Griezmann to take it. At least I feel Pogba has just that more power when it comes to the shots.
Oh, but it was a sneaky set piece there. Definitely one that was being trained in the training grounds,
Yep.
Andy.
That was
and,
very well executed.
Very well executed.
Yeah,
and
I thought he
wo-
would go directly for that shot. But he passed it just to get a better angle, and boom, there's your goal. 3-1.
This was definitely fooled me. I didn't think that was going to be the case. I thought he was going to go up and over the wall. Decided to go for the short pass because he saw no one was marking him. And very good finish nonetheless. Finding that top left corner. Neuer didn't know what was coming. Bit of a mountain to climb here now for Divock, but we've seen him score some late goals in the previous game. He's going to have to fight back. He's going to have to score sooner rather than later, Handley. So Arne tries to bend one. Oh,
That looked very, very close, Gavin. Out of nowhere as well.
that was a very
10
good.
minutes left of the game.
The idea was right, but the execution was just not there. Kante now France. They could probably bury another one. Finds Griezmann. Griezmann has space to run. Pogba gets tackled on the ball. Arne trying to fight for it. Germany don't have the ball just yet. Coman, Matuidi links up nicely, gets it back. Coman, Pogba, he can have the shot. Decides to go for.
Ooh,
Mbappe.
just wide.
I actually thought that took a deflection.
Yeah, so did I.
Nice ball out here for Germany. They need to go down the middle. It's what they've been good at all this time. Sane can beat the play. He can go for the strike. Oh, well defended. Well timed as well. Mbappe turns the play nicely. Pogba could be through. Doesn't have the legs though. He's a little bit tired. Should have made that through ball pass. I think Coman was there.
Yeah, I
He
think
was an option.
pass a split second earlier, he would have gone through.
Brandt trying to work that through ball, but just not getting it right. Now, this is a problem. Mbappe could be
Ooh,
through.
Straight through the middle.
He's got a lot of pace. Should have given it to Coman, I think. Now it's Griezmann. He could have the shot and does have the shot at the near post. And it's a fantastic strike there from Griezmann. Really good play.
I think he got a good
counter
assist there
football.
from the defender. The deflection actually put it right in his path for the goal. I think if he actually got that pass the way that it should have, he would have gone just out a little bit too wide.
That was very good build-up play. And it's nice to see that The guys have different styles and techniques to finish the goal. And Royce now on the ball.
2 more minutes left. I think that's game over, Gavin.
That's game over, I think, as well. Royce could have one last say before the whistle goes. This is nice play here, but all the French players are back, almost standing there as if they are goalkeepers, and that is that. Ladies and gentlemen, Divac versus Masoom, and Masoom has taken it both games.
Yeah, no,
convincingly.
Good games. Yep, good games, good goals. We saw what he can actually do. Like I said, it takes quite a lot to actually beat Shoaib. And
Yeah, no.
considering we give Shoaib so much credit early on, and he actually beat him, so well done. Job
Yeah.
well done.
Both players, really good stuff. Congratulations. Thanks for coming out, making it a fantastic event for everyone. It's been such a up and down sort of roller coaster ride for these guys. You know, Andley, it's been a roller coaster for us so far on this first day. We've had some winners, some losers, some draws, but we've seen some really good end-to-end battles and some really close matches. It was a sort of chess. What was more of your highlight for the day?
Yeah, I think definitely this last game. I think when he started to flow, Masoom strung those passes together so beautifully.
Yeah.
Those tap-ins that he created. I mean, you know, what's worse than what's worse for your opponent to be able to, you know, drag their players away and scoring with such ease.
What I've noticed a lot with a lot of the guys was also the way they set up the players to hang back.
Yeah.
We see that quite often, where they change the formation, where they hold more instead of pushing up front. And we saw that work well against Divac now, because a lot of his players are pushing up front. So there was always a 2-on-1 scenario.
Yeah.
I think if you have to give any advice for the guys coming tomorrow,
I think, you know what, play your heart out. Have fun, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Relax a little bit. I see a lot of these players being a little bit tense, and we know there's a lot of them on the line, but I think, you know, just relax and play your game.
that's exactly what it comes down to. Ladies and gentlemen, it's myself, Gavin, my co-host here, Andley. This is us out kicking it out for the day. This is us closing off for the day. We'll hope to see you tomorrow. Don't go anywhere as we go across to our studio right now. Thanks and goodbye.
Well, thank you very much, Gavin and Andley. I've got bad news for you, though. In as much as you're trying to run away from here, you're not going anywhere, because we're not done for the day. So we still have one more matchup coming up later on. So relax, guys. We'll be with you later on. But just go into the match that just played now. What's better than 4 goals?
That match was. Gavi's thinking that match was the final, the grand finale. Let's go home. Let's pack up. It's too much.
I know. I mean, scoring 4 goals on each of the games.
Back to back.
Surely, Masoom had his game plan in order, and he knew exactly what he was doing, and he executed to precision.
Definitely. I think confidence plays a huge role. And I mean, he beats a very good player. And he came into this matchup with a lot of confidence, and that gave him the ability to actually, I don't know if he took our advice when we said, start shooting.
And he
start
did.
Scoring goals, stop passing the ball
did.
around. And he did. And I mean, 4 goals back to back, that's what we want to see.
I mean, it looks easy on paper, scoring 4 goals in 2 games. But as easy as it looks, surely it wasn't that easy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, Divac's an awesome player. He's quite young. I think this is his first tournament, and at his first attempt, he's already qualified for the Masters. So that's something really good. As for Masoom, from the match that we've seen him play against Shoaib earlier and the match that he's played now, totally different. His time finishing was spot on. All his shots were green time, so that means more power and more accuracy, and that's why he was scoring his goals. He was just much more confident.
Do you think that Divac sort of like got nervous a little bit, because after the first game he decided to change his team? So the first time today that we actually saw somebody do that.
Yeah, definitely. I don't. Maybe he just thought that the team wasn't working for him, and that's why he lost the first match. And it's always good to go back to the drawing book and choose a different team. And maybe he thought that Mansoon obviously using front way better than he was using it, and maybe the defense wasn't working towards his advantage, because I mean it was too open, and Mansoon really took advantage of the openness of Divac's defense in the first match. So maybe he chose Germany because stronger side defensively, and also has a very good keeper. I mean, we all know that Noah is a very top class keeper in this eFootball tournament.
I mean, Abu, is it wise to go with a team like Germany, considering the trend for the day has either been Real Madrid, Juventus, or France. Those teams have shown that they produce results for the players that were using them. But swaying to Germany, was that really an ideal decision by Divac?
Well, when it comes to tournaments, I don't think one should change the teams during matches.
Yeah.
It generally throws you off. But I think it was a last cast of the dice for Divac, because he lost his first game by 4-2.
Yeah.
So he thought, let me try something different and see if he can come back. But it's not over for Divac. If he falls into the losers bracket, he's got 2 or 3 more games to play, and he can actually play Masum again. And who knows, he might even beat Masum the next round.
We look at Divac, young lad, starting off. This is his first major tournament, and for him to get where he got to, and like I said, easy as it looks, I don't think it was that easy. He gave a good account of himself, didn't he?
No, definitely. I mean, he's a very good player. He's come this far, so I think his confidence still needs to remain intact. The match unfortunately didn't go his way, but then he made it this far, and as Abu said, he still comes back. He's still going to go to the losing bracket, and then he can make his way out of that to come back and stand and actually win this current tournament. But he's also qualified for the Masters, which just shows that he's more than capable of winning such tournaments. And I mean, in terms of age, he is young, but I think Thabo showed us last year that it doesn't matter.
Age
really
ain't nothing but a number.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the upcoming game. That's between Zazi. We saw him earlier on. He's going to be taking on Ubaid. But before we get there, I just wanted to find out from Abu. Looking at the young man, he just got defeated now, considerably convincing. How does he sort of like get up, dust himself off, and look forward to the next day?
Well, I think he should look at the positives to begin with. The main thing that he's come here for is to qualify for the Masters.
Yeah.
Secondly, he's already won some sort of money. We'll just have to see by tomorrow how much exactly it is. And just go home, regroup, just take a rest, come back tomorrow, focus once again. And I'm sure he'll do well.
All right, I'm going to throw it to you again. The next lads who are going to be taking on each other is Ubaid and Zazi. We've already spoken about Zazi. I don't know if we can dissect the man any more than we have today. Brilliant player.
Yeah.
Always has his mind on the game. And a considerably talented opponent. What does Ubaid have to do in order to get one over Zazi?
Tough one, yeah. I think it's Ubaid's fairly new in the scene. He's also recently signed with an esports team, so he'll be wanting to make an impression. And Zohair on the other end, we know it's just experience. I personally think both teams are going to use Juventus, and it's going to be an entertaining match.
It gets to that point whereby we're nearing the end of the day. This is the last game of the day, actually.
Yeah.
You've been here the whole day. You've been playing the whole day. Obviously, the mind gets tired. Yeah. How do you get yourself to be energized? How do you get yourself to be in the zone for this game and make sure you do what you're supposed to do?
Well, I think these guys have been playing this long enough for them to know that what they need to do in order to stay focused and just to keep their eye on the ball. I mean, I'm sure both of them know what is at stake here, and they both know that I'm playing someone that really knows how to play this game, so I can't allow myself to be tired, or I can't allow myself to not give my best into the next match. Even though you've been playing throughout the whole day, consistency is key, and I think that's what they need to keep. Just keep that consistency, come into this match confident enough, and just do not undermine the player that you're playing against.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
At the same time, have the arrogance of or the confidence of a champion, because that's what's going to take for you to win this.
So it's sort of like give them respect, equal respect, but do not fall into the trap of thinking they are better than you.
Don't go easy on them.
Don't go easy on them. But having said that, though, it's very interesting that you mentioned that. You are Ubaid, like you said, Abu, earlier on, fairly new in the scene. Zazi, he's been around. He's won endless tournaments. He's probably the guy to beat at the moment, coming here. Do you get intimidated? Do you stand up and say, yes, you are the guy, but I feel like I'm the guy.
I am
How
the guy.
do you get intimidated from the onset, or do you also bring in a bit of your arrogance and say, there's a reason why I'm here at this time, I can do this, I do not care who you are?
Well, in this current scenario, the objective number one is obviously to qualify for Masters, and
Yeah.
both these players have done that already.
Yeah.
So there's a certain amount of pressure that's lifted.
Yeah.
All they're playing for now is seeding and the amount of money they can win. It's either 5,000 or 3,000 or
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah.
So it's relatively, I'd say it's a bit timid, and they should just play their best game of e-football.
So, Ubaid, Zazi take on each other. For argument's sake, let's say Zazi loses the game. Does this give Ubaid enough confidence going to the Masters, probably going to tomorrow's grand final? How does he sort of like get out of today, should it happen that he beats Zazi, considering the wealth of experience that Zazi comes with?
Yeah, I mean, I think Ubaid in this scenario is like David, and he's going against a Goliath. And so he is definitely, if he gets to beat Zazi, that's bragging rights, especially in the esports community. And I think once you have that, then you have everything. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people look up to Abu and respect him because of the tournaments that he's won, right? And that gives you a certain amount of confidence. So I think beating the best of the best puts you at the top somehow.
Does it not give you a false sense of confidence going to the Masters? Because where we are now, like you mentioned earlier on, it's just a matter of seeding and the amount of money you can win. But come Masters time, it's a different ballgame.
I wouldn't say that, but should Ubaid win this match and they end up pairing up at the Masters again, Zohair will have it on the back of his mind that I've lost to Ubaid.
Yeah.
Let me be a bit more cautious. And if you do that, you can also open yourself up to some mistakes.
Mistakes. We haven't quite seen a lot of those happen today. The victories that came about because of the one opponent making sure that they take their chances and they bury them.
Yeah.
So where we are right now, it has been a long day. Yes, you've mentioned that the guys have been doing this for a long time, experienced, but having said that, when the mind tires, that's when the mistakes are prone to happen.
Yeah.
All right? Advice that you'd give to the two guys that are about to take to the stage right now, as it were?
My advice will be basically don't downplay yourself. So don't go easy. Sort of like say, we've never played together. I'm a champion. You have never won, or you're not a champion. So I'm gonna take it easy on you, because that's where I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but don't let your guards down. Right, go there as if it were a final, because I mean there is prize money, and at the top of it all, there's bragging rights not only for you but for the community that you represent. Right? Yeah.
All right, cool. As it was, we sort of like gave Abu the job of taking us through the brackets and us getting to where we need to get to ultimately. Abu, looking at the screen right now, Xbox. That's where we're going to start.
Yeah, so we're looking at the Xbox One bracket at the moment. We've just seen Masoom play Divac. Masoom obviously won that match, so he moves on into the grand final.
Yeah.
Divac will now drop into the final of the losers bracket, and we'll have a semi-final of the losers bracket as well.
All right.
So it's basically, what's the guy's name? Is it Mark Varoshan? So Mark will play Varoshan. Then we have Tsako and Mohammed Faiz. He's the last Pirates player.
Yeah.
And they'll obviously move on to the semi-final of the losers bracket, where they'll play Divac.
All right.
And the winner from there will then go and play Masoom again.
All right, cool. So basically, as it stands, Masoom is the guy to beat.
Yeah, so he's basically in the grand final of the tournament.
All right, cool. We
So
saw.
at a minimum, Masoom has already secured second place.
Okay, that's the worst he can do.
Yeah.
Out of today. All right, cool. Interesting times. Interesting times. So let's go to the PlayStation now, because we've just seen the Xbox. PlayStation side of things, we know like now whoever wins this game is guaranteed first or second place come tomorrow. Am I correct in saying that, Abu?
Is this the I think this is the final of the PlayStation bracket. It is, okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so this is the final of the PlayStation bracket. Once again, it's the same like Masoom. The winner of this match will then move on to the grand final.
Yeah.
And the loser will drop into the losers bracket, where they'll play for a spot to verse the winner again.
All right, cool. So as it stands, either one of Ubaid or Zazi
Yeah.
will be in the grand final, and they are guaranteed either first or second place come tomorrow.
Yes.
And whoever loses has a chance, because they're going to fall into the losers bracket where they'll be in the semis, and they're going to have a couple of gentlemen waiting there for them in order to map a way to see if they could be meeting whoever wins here in the grand final come tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we could find ourselves having a grand final of Ubaid versus Zazi tomorrow.
It's a high possibility. It is quite possible, yes.
Interesting times. So looking at the brackets and how they're going, if you had to put yourself in a favorable position, is it, and I know it's a foregone conclusion, is it better to lose here, or is it better to map your way through the losers bracket to get to the final?
No, obviously, winning this match would,
Guarantee you to be in the final, yeah.
and that would just make it much easier for you, because you'll only have one match to play. Whereas if you lose and fall to the losers bracket, you'll have 3 or 4 more games to go through.
The reason why I'm asking that, Emmanuel, is cool, you've got one game to play tomorrow. You've got the whole day up until the finals take place towards the end of the afternoon. But if you find yourself falling in to the losers brackets, it gives you an opportunity to sort of like warm up your fingers as you make your way to the final. So in that regard, who do you give advantage to? The guy who's going to be having a first competitive match of the day being the final, or the guy who's sort of like been in the flow of things as they're making their way to the final?
Well, I think all these players come prepared, and they all, whether you're going to come play one match or you're going to play 5 matches, still the same thing. But I think it takes the pressure off your shoulders knowing that you've won and you're already in the final. Because remember, all the guys at the losers brackets, the losing brackets, are people that are hungry to make it to the final.
True.
So people there are going to be way more competitive, and once you've already won and you've guaranteed yourself a spot in the final, all you have to do is just make sure that you relook at your matches, maybe practice at home when you get home, or come here tomorrow and practice just before your match. But going down to the losers brackets, you might not make it because everyone down there also wants to come through to the final.
I'm going to pose the same question to you, Abu. And it's all a case of momentum and how you carry it forward. I mean, the one guy has momentum of playing against everybody who's hungry, like he mentioned. And the other guy, yes, you would have practiced, but the intensity is not the same as the guy that you're going to be playing against in the grand final. So in that regard, mentally, who has the upper hand?
You 100%, you're spot on there. So the guy playing the grand final has just one match to play. So
Yeah.
he'll come and he'll probably watch the losers bracket, what's going on. And the guys from the losers bracket do have momentum going into the final.
Yeah.
So I'd obviously prefer to be in the grand final.
It makes life easy and you're guaranteed 1 or 2. Yeah.
But so you can have an off game and lose one match, and you end up losing the tournament. You end up coming out second.
And the reason why I'm asking that is we've noticed with the trend today, the guys who were playing their first games, they looked very cautious when they got off with things. The first game, maybe the second game, that's when things were decided, as it were, maybe with a goal or 2. But the first games were very cautious.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying the one who plays first or who gets some momentum going is the one who probably goes in with a much better approach, with a much better mindset than the person who's playing their first game. So it's like 2 steps forward and the other guy is only first, like taking their first step.
Yeah. But I mean, that doesn't change the gameplay. You still need to go into the final. You still need to be cautious because you've never played this person before. So even if you have momentum going into the final, I mean, if we look at last year, for example, right, with Zazi and Tabo, what happened was Zazi went into the losing brackets. He won, and then he got to the final where he played Tabo, who hadn't played a match on that day, and Tabo beat Zazi
Yeah.
because it was, we could say maybe he practiced throughout the day, or he just got to that match and was ready to play his first match and was ready to win his first match. Whilst Zazi had to go through, maybe beat about 25 people. You're a bit tired. How many times have you changed your tactics throughout? So you changed your tactics a few times. You're a bit tired. So I think being in the grand final makes it a bit easier on you than going to the losing bracket. Yes, the momentum is there, but being in the grand final, you just sit back, relax, and you come into the game with just one tactic.
All right, cool. So we've got the matchup coming in a couple of moments' time. Zazy versus Ubaid. Who's your money on?
Tough one again, but I think Zohair.
You reckon?
I've been wrong a few times today, but I think Zohair would.
Maybe this is the one time that today will be like,
Possibly.
it'll be the right prediction that you make. For you?
Zuhair. Daisy.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 points why you say him.
Well, he's the favorite.
All right.
You know, and you don't want to find yourself on the wrong side of the court.
He was a favorite in the final last year.
Yeah, the reason, because we know what he can do. I mean, he's a very good player, very confident player, and he's very good.
Yeah.
So I think definitely I'm putting my money on him. But at the same time, he mustn't be too comfortable because he's playing someone that's as hungry as him. So I think, yeah.
All right, cool. It is only fair to say this is probably a matchup between an underdog and somebody who is a favorite. As to who's going to win this match, well, you're going to have to wait and you're going to have to listen to Gavin and Endley as they take you through the match.
Definitely going to have to listen because we're back. I thought we were actually closing off on that previous game, but yeah, we are again. So that was actually I think that was the Xbox, and now we've got the PlayStation finals.
Yes.
That's where I actually got the confusion.
Yes.
So we're done with Xbox for the day,
Yes.
and now it's PlayStation.
Yes, number is
So-
difficult. We get it.
And all this e-football's really got me excited. So we got Zazu, I'm going to say Zuaid and all these guys here today. Up against.
It's been a long day, hasn't it,
Yeah, it's
Gavin?
been. It's been a very long day. Now I've made notes about the fella's name that he's up against. It's Ubaid, is how you actually say or pronounce it right. So we've got really good competition up here now. We've got a nice set of two players that's going to go head to head here. We've got looks like Zazu is playing Juventus and Ubaid is playing. France, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's up against with Plant. Yeah, so that is correct. We got that right this time round. So no halfway confusion again. So what's your take on this game?
Again, it's the same teams that we've seen through and through. I think it's safe to say that these are the best teams to use.
Yeah.
And look, it's going to be interesting. We know what Zazi, we know how he plays. We know how he can play. Ubaid is new to us, so
Yes.
we'll see what magic he can deliver.
Yeah, so Ubaid is, I've actually seen him play before.
Okay.
He's really not bad. He's got a good style of the play. So, yeah, it's nice to see that the guys have a bit of respect for one another, good luck to each other. And it's on. I mean, this is it. France up against Juve. So, any predictions, Andy, when we've got the kickoff here?
I think Zazi has. I think it'll be a tight game. Like I said, you've seen how Ubaid plays. I haven't seen. So I'm still going with what I know. So
Okay.
Zazi takes a win 2-1.
I think, yeah, Ubaid. I think I'll just go the opposite of that. I'll just go 2-1 for Ubaid. So that is it. France it is. It's got all the possession. Oh, good. Yeah, very good. This is dangerous. Ronaldo could be on the break here. The defender could cut this off.
No, Ronaldo's strong.
Oh,
Good
wait.
defending.
Commentators curse.
Good defending.
Yeah, that was very good defending indeed. So now we got the so Ubaid is got a lot of possession very early on. We've spoken about that before. We've seen guys that have all the possession but don't really score the goals. So let's see what he can come up with in the final third. He's also quite the guy to bring out quite a few trickery, some tricks up the sleeve, trying to work the angle. Yeah, took on the shot, but there was no ball to take the shot on there. So, unfortunately.
Sometimes you anticipate and you swing for the fences, but the ball's not there anymore.
Yeah, Zazi now trying. This is what we saw Zazi do before. He likes to swing the ball across the park, really makes good of all the space out wide, and then gets those vicious crosses in, and then has a little 1-2, beats one player, takes the shot on. Clinical player, and does a good job at it.
Yeah, I think he's good at drawing in the players.
Sammy Khedira.
just to create that
Yeah.
little bit of space for him. There was advantage played by the referee.
Aldo.
Let's see if
That's a fine
oh,
challenge.
well
Try to track it
defended.
back there. Yeah, he tried to track it back there with Ronaldo to get Ronaldo on the
Lucas
right
Hernandez.
foot there.
Coman.
So now we got Zay's on the
Conte.
ball. Pushing the, or actually, so you say he's defending. He's oh, ref's going to give that as a foul. Not too sure about that. Ubaid got a promising position here. Can work this ball towards the box or go short, as we've seen most guys do.
Yeah, it would be nice to see somebody swing it in from long and see what you can come. Which player takes the touch and actually goes for the goal?
Ball played to Mendy.
Days needs to do a lot of defending here. Poor pass there. Really not the passing we've seen from France all day.
Yep.
Cheaply given away. Now it's Ubaid on the ball.
Here's Chiellini.
Nice passes out here towards the middle of the park.
Here's Douglas Costa.
Ubaid needs to get this ball back. Does well there with Pogba. Advantage being given in his favour. Now Griezmann. Is that Griezmann in the middle of the park? I'm not too sure.
Conte.
Good ball out here. Nice link-up play.
Conte's on the ball. Conte passes to Griezmann.
Ooh, good
Ooh.
strike coming in. Really did get it on the right timing as well. We saw that with the green liner. It's a good play, Antley.
Yeah, very, very good play.
All in the favour though of
Ooh, good save.
Ubaid though. He's all over the show with a good passing, good possession play.
Good all over the show.
Yeah,
right?
very
Is that
good,
what you meant?
Zays now needs to string a few passes together, get himself back into this game. He's been a little bit all over the show, but seen him produce rather really good football in the past, Antley.
Yeah, I think he's doing well with that central striker, and he's able to spread the ball left and right. Almost. Good save by the keeper.
Yeah.
That's where I slightly differ. I like having, like I said,
Yes.
having the 1-2 with strikers that can support and play off of each other. But hey, to each their own, right?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's our preference. The guys play what they want to play. Trying to make some space here for the throw.
Oh.
Looks like
ran all the way off the
Dybala is
ground.
getting ready to celebrate with the crowd before the game's even over. Nice link-up play here. Trying to get a bit of support. Dybala comes back in that role. Costa. Quadrado is waiting out wide. Costa gets the ball. Now it's Ronaldo.
Holding it up well.
Yeah, very well. Good pressure this, waiting for that gap to open up. Ronaldo gets it back. Trying to link up play there. Ronaldo's actually waiting up front in the box. Gets it now. Could have the strike. Plays it off instead, and it's Dybala that almost got away with that. Good play here now. The French have the counter attack, but made a meal of it in the end. Didn't get quite clinical enough with that. Oh, this is a risky pass. Turns out to be alright. Good build-up player. Ronaldo could have the through ball, could have the strike. In fact, Dybala tries to shoot with his left. Oh, he's right, sorry. Which is not actually his stronger side. That is the problem we do have with some of the great players out there, and they're not really that great with both feet.
Yeah.
But they're great with both feet when it comes to dribbling.
Yes, of course.
Eventes with all the possession right now, asking all the questions. Ubaid has got all the defensive streaks out now at the moment. Definitely parking the bus for a bit, just waiting for the pressure to break off, and that's exactly what's happened. Oh, beats him nicely.
We haven't seen many of those today, Gavin.
That was good play, really good play.
Enthusiastic challenges.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can call it that. Reckless nonetheless. Back in the day, Paul Scholes was the best when it came to those type of challenges.
Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane. Those were different days, though.
Those were different days,
Does
yes.
that show our age slightly?
Just a little bit. Oh, again, the perfect example of what Paul Scholes would come up with. This is a very good chance here for
Yellow
your
card.
babe. What do you think he can come up with here, Andy?
We don't know. We saw Masoon earlier with a good set-piece goal. Let's see if Ubaid can replicate that.
Let's see what you know. It's always tricky though, because like we saw the previous one with the previous game, is there was a sort of a dummy in the whole set piece. You know, it was something that was practiced. It worked quite well. But if I was Griezmann, I'll just go for it. Take the chance. This looks pretty promising.
Well, if you're good at it, I think go for it.
Oh, are we going to Pogba now? Oh, we got a few guys lining up for the shot here. Doesn't look like anyone's ready to put up their hand just yet. Looks like it will be Pogba's. Oh, what a save though. Good
Man, I thought
strike.
that was going to be a goal.
Yeah, that wasn't far off. It was very good. Good play there. Ube probably thought he scored himself
Yeah.
as well.
I don't know, that change of screen from the first person or third person to this wide angle sort of
Yeah.
confused me a little bit there.
Ronaldo making the run. Wants it again. Does get it now. He could have the shot on the left foot. Does take the shot on. What is the keeper doing? I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Came out quite far though. And that is Zay's at his best.
Yeah, I think the keeper almost went the wrong way. Was that some... No, it wasn't. I think he came out and he tried to come back.
Probably tried to pull out the keeper
Yeah.
a bit to apply pressure, and that's exactly what happened.
Caught
Oh.
in between.
Under a little bit of pressure, yeah, very towards, or we're coming down to the last few seconds before half time. So it's an interesting one, Andley.
Yep, definitely.
In the beginning of the first half, it was all the position was out towards, France, and towards, the end of it was out. Oh, here comes the strike, and that is exactly the reply that Ubaid wants to give. And that was a
That
thumper
was
of a
a
finish.
meaty goal.
Really hitting the net,
Yeah, he
the
hit
roof
that
of the
ball
net.
flush. 1-1. Game is back on.
Yeah, just when I thought that Zays has got it all under control.
Very good goal. Very good goal.
Fantastic stuff here from these two. Andy, any thoughts on that first half?
No, it was great. Evenly matched.
Yeah.
Great play from both sides. I think, possession shows that Juve has slight advantage. Given away a few fouls, but still very even.
Yeah, we got the free kick, we got the yellow card, we got quite a lot of action. We got a few good saves, a lot of possession, a lot of tricks, slide tackles left and right.
I enjoyed those slide tackles.
This is exactly what we came for, Andy.
Oh, remember what happened? I still haven't seen anybody with enough confidence to pull out the goalkeeper.
Well, we're going to do that again. All right, now we got Dembele on the right wing here. Gives it out to Mendy. Mendy just waiting for a few options. Doesn't find any. Looks like it'll come back to Pogba. Kante links up nicely. Swings it out to Mtiti. Good stuff this from Menendez. He looks like he wants to get into the thick of things. Gives it now to Coman, who's got a lot of pace. Now Kante in charge. This is a good ball. This is a good strike, and that is a fantastic finish. Ubate showing what he's got. I don't even think Zays had any of the ball for this much of the half. And
that was another thumper of a goal.
that was great timing as well. We saw the green liner. Zays now with Cuadrado on the ball, having a few tricks up his sleeve. He can have the fancy here. Ronaldo trying to bend one in the far post. Not really working the angle strong enough, taking the deflection. The defenders from France are really nice and tight. I like that. Very close towards the box, not really pushed out wide like the defaults of the teams. Now it looks like this is a good link-up player. Coman just trying to wrap around again. Mbappe getting frustrated up front. Good ball out here towards Alex. Will he get to it? Yes, he does. Got a lot of pace. Got jet shoes on. Now the ball needs to get pushed out. Does so to Costa. Dybala links up nicely with Cuadrado. Dybala could fancy on the left. Ronaldo has the ball now. Gets tackled.
Good interception.
Very rough tackle, but
Given away.
poorly given
cheaply.
away. Oh, there could be the strike, and here comes the strike. Oh, I thought that was in. I thought
That was just wide.
that was a fantastic strike. It actually came off the post that holds up the net, and that's why I thought it was in for a second there off the upright, but sometimes can be a little deceiving. So, this is not good. We've seen this.
Dangerous.
Very lucky.
Oh.
And this could be a chance. The keeper's not out.
Oh,
what a tackle.
Well read.
Very well read. I actually thought he was going to take the shot on.
Yeah, that
Dembele
was
now on the break.
Chance squandered. I would have slid for that.
Zays is probably frustrated with himself for that. You can see it on his face. He's in misbelief that he didn't finish that first time round.
Yeah, here's another free kick coming through. Short ball it is.
Mendy works it out to Dembele. Back to Mendy. Good slow build up, yeah. Griezmann. Pogba. Back to Coman.
Good holding up of the ball.
Yeah. Back to Pogba. Coman. He can get the cross in. Probably decides to go for a short ball towards Griezmann now
Very
in the
good
edge of the
play.
box. This is good play.
Set it
Pogba
up.
could fancy the shot. And here comes the shot. And again,
Ooh.
oh, we've seen that a few
We've
times.
seen that a few times.
Yeah, it's really good play. I like how he uses the left foot there.
Oh, that was
Of
very well
Dembele.
set it up.
Yeah,
Set
Dembele
up,
coming in
set it
like
up.
that is actually very good. But, you know, I think Bale could be a good thing like that for Real Madrid
Yeah.
as well. You know, we've seen it a few times where he comes in for the header, but the way Ubaid's playing here, you know, you could actually do that quite well with Bale.
If he stays at Real Madrid.
Well, that's also that's also a topic for another day. Zay is now under a bit of pressure. 65th minute on the clock.
Yep, times are ticking.
Short corner it is. Seen this a few times today. Dembele trying to
Good
work the angle.
manoeuvring.
Griezmann, Mbappe, Varane
Oh,
tried
well
to
read.
work the angle. Now the break could be on. Costa has quite a bit of energy left. Nice ball out here to Ronaldo. He's got a lot of pace. He's got the strides. He's got the shot. What will he do? Will he cut back? Will he shoot? He takes it onto the far post, and what a
Ooh,
save though.
unlucky.
Really good save.
Good save from the keeper.
Zays will be angry himself that he didn't finish that, but it was a good effort nonetheless.
That was.
I thought it was going to go in. Dembele, Mbappe, good link-up player here now. Trying to work the angles, pushing the guys forward. Kante, very high position for him this. Dembele, the goal scorer. Kante, not enough legs to get to that one. Ronaldo on the break on the far left. I'm sure he's been spotted. He does now. He does get the ball. Is the chance now where he'll get the strike. He tries to work the angle. Oh, just great timing there from the defending side of France. Oh, given away rather cheaply. This could be dangerous stuff here for France. Juventus could have the strike here with Costa. Decides against it. Ronaldo linking up nicely with Dybala. Ronaldo wants it back. Doesn't get it. Costa's for the shot. And the shot does come in. And it's a fantastic
2-2.
turn away from the defender. A great strike there from Costa. And it's great build-up play from Zays.
That turn did it all. It put the defenders on their back foot. Wasn't sure which side to go, left or right. And he made the right choice. And boom, goal.
And now this is exactly what we came for. 2 apiece. 15 minutes to 25 minutes ago.
15 minutes ago.
15 minutes ago.
Those numbers again, Gavin.
Man, I just can't count. It's so hard out here, you know what I'm saying? It's really difficult to be counting and doing the commentary. Nonetheless, my stats guy here next to me, doing a good job keeping me in charge of exactly what's on the clock left and so on. Now Mbappe on the ball. Pogba, he wants it back. Gives it back to Mbappe. Pogba now again. Can fancy it on the left. Goes for the fake shot. Tries to swing it around. Griezmann on the left foot. Oh, what a strike it is. Hits the roof of the net there.
Goal.
And that is exactly what Ubaid can come up with. Cool and calm and collective he is.
Man, what a goal.
Oh, Ronaldo with the tricks. A little bit
Zays
selfish.
needs to work his magic.
Zays needs to come up
Time
now with
is
something
almost
special.
up.
8 minutes to go, Anley. 8 minutes to go.
Yep. Good job. You got that one right.
Now the ball gets played out. Really good stuff here. Griezmann can give the ball out wide.
Yep. Nice hold on to the ball. Again, now it's one of those times. Do you hang back and hold on to the ball, or do you go for the jugular?
I think it's all about scoring goals, Anley. But yeah, you do want to keep ball as well.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything silly and lose the ball and allow the other team.
Well, this is
other
good play. This is very good play.
This is Pogba doing his merry-go-round.
Griezmann on
tricks.
the left foot. Tries to play Mbappe. Now this is the problem though. The counter attack could be on. Dybala wants a through ball. He's not the fastest player around. Most skillful guy. Very young. Good talent. Coming at the age of like 25. Can swing the ball in. Oh, beats one. Ball comes in, but Ronaldo is not at the right place at the right time. Yeah.
Fine,
And this is
very
France.
Calm, very cool.
Yeah, this is
Smooth
France on the
play.
counter now. Kante gives it out to Varane. Mendy.
Final minutes, extra time, 2 minutes. Just needs to hold on to the ball, and the ref will declare him the winner on this match.
Nice player. Just really soaking the last few seconds up of this game. Professional stuff here from Ubaid. And that is that, Anley. That was the first game. He's taken it. Any thoughts on how Zay will come back into this?
No, I think Zay will keep on doing what he's doing. He knows he's good. I think, well, again, both players are very good.
Yeah.
Ubaid scored the goals. He made his chances count. Zay's had his chances, didn't make them count, and that's the difference.
It was quite nice to see the type of goals that we saw. These were really good
Yeah,
goals. It
yeah.
wasn't like a, you know, sort of say like a set piece
Yeah.
header or something.
They
This
were
was
very-
really good build-up
They were
play.
decisive. He
Yep.
knew exactly what he wanted to execute, and he executed them perfectly.
That was very good. Both these guys are, you know, very well known in the e-football environment. So a lot of guys do look up to these guys. A lot of the guys ask them about tactics, you know, different scenarios of
Yeah.
things. So it's always nice to know that one, you can come up and approach them and just, you know, sort of get some feedback from their side.
Yeah.
But I guess there's always that little trick up the sleeve that no one really wants to reveal. That secrets that
Never
That-
review all of your cards, Gavin. That's how it works, right?
supposed to. Yeah,
Yeah, so
but you're quite right on that one.
Yeah, I think this is going to be exciting. Last match to end of the day with.
Yes, of course.
And two great players. Looking forward to it. They're still setting up.
What do you think so obviously the previous one you called Zays to win, right?
Yeah, I did.
And I called
I
you
was
Bay
wrong.
to win.
Yep.
So what we were both wrong on was the scoreline, because
Yeah.
we said 2-1 and it actually came down to a 3-2.
3-2,
That's
yeah.
5 goals in one game. We
Yeah.
haven't seen much of that today.
Yeah.
So that's nice to see that there is a lot of should I say attacking football amongst the two of these guys, and I love seeing that.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
exciting. It's
That's
fun.
what we want to see. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
There's nothing worse.
And the
than,
tricks, though, they do come in at the right time.
Yeah.
And not everything is a trick. We saw with some of the previous guys, too many tricks. We're not really working.
Yeah.
I mean, once you beat the player, pass the ball,
Yeah.
make sure something comes from that,
Yeah.
or take the shot on. And both these guys do a good job at that.
Yep, of course. Like I said, there's nothing worse than a 0-0 match. You play football, you want to see the goals, and this is what these two gentlemen has delivered on, is giving us the goals. And France seems to be the team to beat.
Yeah.
Strong setup, strong defense, strong midfield, pacey wingers, and they're delivering the goods today.
Yes, well, it's exactly that. Looks like going to go for the same sort of setup, yeah? Ubaid's going to go with France. Izay's going to end up with Juve. Just some changes happening here. Mbappe up front, of course. With that pace, you want him to go up front through the middle.
Yeah, definitely. That's how I would play.
Again, having all the players sit back. Hernandez, Mendy. Titi will be good to see at United. We've seen a few of that. Hey, what's your take on Pepe going to Arsenal?
No, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I think it's good for the young lad. But I could have seen him going to a better club, though.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Arsenal. I mean, I remember the days when they used to challenge for the title.
Yeah, when they had Henry, Thierry
Yeah, Henry, Pires, Vieira,
Beckham.
the Invincibles.
Oh, the Invincibles. That's a
It's a while back, though.
that's a strong
That's when you were
word.
still a baby.
Hey, I could still watch football then, and count to 3.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Good stuff.
Both these guys are ready to go. It's been fantastic this far. Getting ready for the second game, Andley. What's your predictions?
I see Zay's rallying.
Yeah.
I think
Oh
that
yeah,
he
of
takes
course,
it,
of course.
Again, I don't know why. I think 2-1 maybe
For Zays,
for Zay's.
I think I'm gonna go with this one being a draw,
Okay.
2-2, and maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-2.
Okay, well here we go. The game is underway.
Juventus up against France. Ubaid playing with the all-white French kit. Juventus in the darker kit, played by Zays. Zays really making good passes. Yeah, trying to find Dybala there. Not so sure about Dybala on that right foot, though. We've seen him a few times where he brings it back onto that left foot.
Yeah. Where was he playing before he joined Juventus?
Oh!
Off
Comes off the
crossbar.
Yeah, that was a strike and a half there. Really good play. Looks like Zays has had enough of this. He wants to wrap things up. Unlucky to hit the crossbar. Was a really great strike.
Yep.
See Griezmann and Kante changing things around there. Yeah, I think Kante was playing in front of Griezmann. That doesn't make quite sense,
that
eh?
doesn't make sense.
Oh, it's Ubaid on the ball. Working things up here with France. Gives it away
Good
rather very
interception.
cheaply. Yeah. Quadrado's through, yeah.
Ball.
Took the touch.
Oh,
Shoulder to shoulder challenge.
shoulder, says the
Yeah.
ref.
Quadrado is quite the lightweight, so not going to win that battle.
I'm pretty sure if that was in real life, there would be a few harsh words at the ref from the player.
Yeah, no, that's true. Now, Dembele scored a few great goals in the previous game. Oh, that's a
Oh,
good ball
through
here for
ball.
Coman. Coman finds the back of the net. That is
Oh.
clinical finish.
That is clinical.
And that was Ubaid at his best.
Yeah, that was a hot knife through butter.
Now, what's the reply here from Zays? We've seen him go down before. Pulling a goal back is what he's good at. Ubaid now swinging the ball out wide. Really using full width here. Mendy almost touching the sidelines. Pogba,
in the
good
middle.
link-up play with Coman. Mbappe gives it back to Griezmann. Trying to get somebody to work up the angle to get the shot on. Now the break can be on for Juve. Nice link-up play. Dybala carried on with the run. Oh, this is a good through ball. Costa is in here. Could he take the shot on? Goes against it. I think he should have taken the shot.
Yeah, he
Andy,
should
what's
have
your
taken the
thoughts?
shot
Yeah.
on.
Maybe gone far post. Maybe have the keeper save it. And
Yeah.
then you have Quadrado there to maybe follow up on that rebound.
Yeah, I think Zays needs to be a little bit more innovative. I think Ubaid has started to read his tactics and read his style of play. And if he spices things up a little bit, I think he might make some better headway.
That was a really good read there from Zays with that tackle. Nice play here now. Just unfortunately losing out with that through ball. That was Griezmann linking up nicely with Coman. Griezmann wanted to give an early ball to Mbappe. I think he should have just held into it a little bit longer. Now it's Ronaldo. Very deep position for Ronaldo. Ball gets given away once again, Andley, very cheaply.
Yeah.
Coman on the
Giving
ball.
away. Coman's on the ball. Let's see if Mbappe can swing it in for... No, intercepted. This what happened. Is that a free kick? It is Ronaldo out of all the people defending and getting a yellow card.
That's 2 bookings now that we've seen so far between these two guys.
At least it wasn't a slide tackle this time.
Hey.
Although I enjoy those. Don't tell anyone.
I've got some tactical changes coming in here from Zays and Ubaid. Just checking exactly what's happened on that side of things. Always really intimidating when you're sitting in a scenario like this. You know, you got the guys right next to each other in studio. You know, obviously with the Masters coming up, it gets more hectic. You got about 1,000 players rocking up at one event. But nonetheless, we got these two. Zays up against Ubaid. It's Ubaid that's got the advantage. This is the second match between the two if you've just joined us. Now, good ball out here. Griezmann finds Mbappe on the left foot though. Don't see that very often.
That was meaty as well.
He can strike them. Short corner. Dembele finds Kante. He can fancy them here with the right foot, top right corner. Doesn't really have an option to pass and goes back. Now Mtiti on the ball. Gives it away rather cheaply. Now the break is on. Ronaldo is charging the break. On a yellow though.
I think it's quite interesting how Szczesny ended up as the #1 goalkeeper for Juventus, don't you, Gavin?
It is, yes, it is very
Right?
interesting.
Because I think he struggled a bit at Juventus, and I mean not at Juventus, at Arsenal.
Yes.
But he somehow made the cut for #1 at Juventus.
Just shows you coaching can make the difference.
Not sure if it's coaching, but
Or the name of the club, or we can go.
or just given the chance.
Yeah,
I
we
guess.
can go further with this conversation. Oh, great ball out. Yeah, to Ronaldo, who's found himself a lot of space here.
Ooh.
Oh, not quite sure that was
Kick.
allowed, and the referee agrees with my opinion and is given the free kick.
Yeah, I think. No, he was trying to go for the ball, but Ronaldo was just a little bit too quick for him,
Yes.
and free kick it is.
Like to see the ball get pushed in, yeah. This is interesting. I haven't seen this sort of play before. Oh, Dybala's in a lot of space.
I would have taken
Can
a
work the
shot
angle,
over
but I
there.
think Costa was the player to play to instead there. Now the ball gets out towards Coman. Pogba finds the ball out wide towards Griezmann in the middle. Mbappe in a really good position. Passes it back nicely to Griezmann.
Very good play by Ubaid. Waiting for his players to get into position and drawing the opponent out. Making those clinical passes.
Now it's
Very
Dembele.
nice
He has the
turn.
left foot. Oh,
Oh.
almost
Was
sneaking
that a
that one.
save or did that? No, it just went over.
That was a very good strike going towards the top left corner. I'm surprised it didn't find the back of the net. Ronaldo. Days needs to come up with something special to get back into this. Low gives the ball out. Few players wanting it, such as Dybala. Gives it out to Ronaldo. Had the fake shot. Probably should have taken it on.
Yeah.
Fancy on the right foot. Now the
Through
break
ball.
could be on. Dembele was on. Could have had it. But instead, Mbappe was on. He could have had it. But instead went out to
Coman's got some
Koeman.
pace.
And well defended. That,
Yeah,
that
very
was
well
a good opportunity for
There
Ube to
was.
actually score that.
There was. I think if that had gone through to Mbappe, it would have been a goal.
Ball goes out towards Mbappe. On the edge of the box. Kante.
Double
Pogba.
crack.
Good strike then from here. We've seen it before. We've seen Bale score from that
We
far
have.
out. Kante waiting for support. Gives it out to Griezmann.
Oh!
No! And that's exactly what it's all about. Ube is so good at that on the
2-0.
edge of the box.
Man,
Works.
very impressive.
Works the ball out towards Griezmann. And Griezmann is fortunate enough to have that ball end up in the back of the net after hitting the upright handle.
Yep. Very, very good play.
If you were in Zay's shoes right now, what exactly would you...
I'm not sure. Like I said, I think he needs to be a little bit more creative in his play. I think he needs to do something that is out of the ordinary because Ubaid seems to have his ticket.
Yeah, sort of reading it, eh?
Yep, definitely. Tactics going on.
Yeah, it
Trying
looks
to
like Zay's
conjure
just
something
yeah,
up.
Zay's just trying to suss things out a little bit here, make a few changes. It's just before half time, so it's going to be an interesting one. We've seen Zay's pull off some remarkable comebacks before, back in the previous tournaments. Not just over just yet.
We shall see.
It's only over when the fat lady sings.
Well, we've got second half to go. It's 2-0. Anything can still happen.
Ronaldo gets things ticking. His side is in desperate of him to come up with the goods. Gets the ball back, links up nicely. And Zukic. Ronaldo can take the shot on. Oh! The keeper stood still there with
Unlucky.
that shot. About a minute to go before half time.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit too much power. Very comfortable lead. One thing that now is Zays cannot let Ubaid score the next goal.
Yes.
3-0 just becomes a huge mountain to climb, especially with only one half to go.
Beats
Good
one.
defending.
Needed to get that ball out to Ronaldo. You can see that he was trying to set him up just for the quick tack. And Ronaldo on the near post. Ronaldo again goes for it in the second time on the rebound.
That's exactly what he needed, Gavin.
And Zays needed that goal before halftime. This could be the change of the tides here in favor of Zays. Bate needs to just wait this one out till halftime, and it's exactly that. It's halftime between these two heavyweights. It's good to see these guys work, these two teams, to their very best. And the stats don't lie, Andy. Two very close games.
Indeed it is. Second half on the way already, wasting no time.
Hernandez, Pogba, gives the ball out to TT. Gives it away rather cheaply. Ronaldo on the ball here. Now it's Mandzukic. Finds Ronaldo once again. Couldn't get the pass off. Now France could come away with a counter-attack here. Sides against it. Rather keeping ball instead of giving it away. And that actually worked quite well because that's created the space.
Very
Griezmann.
good play.
Pogba.
Very good passing. Smooth passing.
All players falling all over the show.
Oh,
Pogba
no,
decides to
interesting.
ask Griezmann for the quick one, and Griezmann took the
Oof.
shot on. I'm not sure that was the
Yeah,
right
I th-
option with the right foot, though.
Yeah, I think he rushed that a little bit. He had space, he had time. I would have gotten it just a little bit closer.
Ronaldo wants this ball. Doesn't get it back, though. He's now in offsides position. Costa gives it
Good
away rather
interception.
cheaply.
Ooh.
Mbappe was on his jet shoes there. Was ready to make that one-on-one scenario with the keeper. He's very quick.
He is very quick. I'm pretty sure he's one of the fastest players in world football at the moment.
Yeah, and a very fast athlete as well. Good. Now this is good. Now we got Dybala on the edge of the box. He can work that left foot. He does take the shots on, but just not enough power generated. But you can see exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah, no, goalkeeper had that covered. He read that very, very well. I think the angle wasn't quite right for him, and he needed a little bit more bend to make that go in.
Now it's Zays who's on the attack once again. Works the ball out to Mandzukic. It's rather possessed from the ball there from Kante, one of the smallest players on the field, but one of the biggest hearts on the field as well, you know.
Yeah, that's very true.
Griezmann finds a good pass out, but gives it away rather cheaply. Costa on the ball. He finds a nice pass out towards the middle of the park. Ronaldo in a promising position. He is through here. It's Dybala. Far post it is. Oh, what a
did
save.
he make the, what
Quadrado
happened there?
tried to go for the cutback, but well defended nonetheless. The attack's not over just yet. The shot comes in again, and it's well saved. That was really good play.
That was really good defending.
Good keeping as well, making sure to pull the keeper towards the one side and the far side, as most players tend to go. Matuidi on the ball. Gives a good ball out to Ronaldo. Ronaldo can have the shot.
Defending.
Really good stuff there.
Good defending. How many minutes do we have left there, Gavin?
25.
Good job.
Costa brings the ball out to Quadrado. Cross could come in. Does come in and the shot. Oh,
and
great finish there.
levels it up, 2-2.
Mandzukic with a toe tap and really bulldozed his way through there to get something onto the ball. And that's leveled things up, Andley.
Yeah, it definitely has.
After a very convincing 2-0 lead.
Yep, like we said, 2-0 is one of the most dangerous leads to have in football, regardless if it's real football or e-football.
Kante finds a good ball out to Mbappe. Haven't seen much of him in this game.
Yep, momentum has definitely swayed in Zeza's direction.
Oh, good tackle, yeah. The ref might have seen that as a foul. Ubay needs to come up with the goods, yeah. That would have been quite tricky if that ball went out to Mbappe. Nice. Good ball out here towards Ronaldo. Wants to give it back to rebuild the attack here. The ball's been given away. It's now Pogba who's found Griezmann in the middle of the park. They're trying to build up a bit of quick play, and this is good passing. Really good passing. Mbappe, he can now sprint forward. He's got players left and right. Dembele, he can have the strike from here. He's going to cut back perhaps. And really good
Yeah,
defending.
the ball's still there. They're still...
Griezmann tried to line it up with a bit of a turn there, but didn't work too well. Well defended.
15 minutes left, Gav. All is on the line.
Yep. There's a nice chip here. Quadrado has no energy. He's redlining right now. Will he get to the end of this? Good ball coming back in.
Good
Now the
defending.
break can be on for France. Griezmann finds the ball out to Dembele. Linking up with Mbappe.
too
And
soft.
great defense there in the middle of the park. Could be a good ball out for Mandzukic. Needs to make the pass though. Got isolated very quickly. Mbappe has got his jet shoes on. He's making the run, but the pass didn't come out just yet. Well fought there from Dembele. Mendy. It's nice to switch play here, and that's exactly what he does.
Using the space really, really well. Passing it to their pacey players to try and break through the defense. Intercepted by Juve.
Quadrado on the ball. 9+ minutes to go. End-to-end stuff here, Andley.
Yeah, definitely end-to-end stuff. Days wants the win. He needs the win, so he's going to push hard in these last few minutes.
Really
Well
good tackle.
read.
Really
Well
good
read.
tackle. This is France now. Players left and right of Griezmann. Decides to go left to Coman. Coman's got a lot of energy. Decides to go back rather and build slow with Pogba. Pogba fakes it left. Really does well there to beat the one player. Griezmann might get the end of this pass. Oh,
Ooh.
beats the tackle really well. Locks up Ronaldo. Oh, Ronaldo, what am I saying? It's
well
Pogba.
saved.
And it
Well
looked like it was
intercepted.
Ronaldo, and he needs to get onto the break here now, but he's nowhere in the picture. This is really good build-up play here. Now it's Dembele on the
Good
wing.
skill there.
Could
From
cross it
Ubay.
in. But the player we know of Ubay, he likes to build it up towards goal. Pogba. Will he have a strike? Who will it be to have the winner, Andley?
We don't know. It could end up as a draw. There's not that much time left. And considering Ubaid got the first game, if he holds on to this draw, he goes through.
It's the longest I've seen Ubaid keep possession. It's really good play. Should have come down with that pass, Juventus.
Is there enough
Trying to work
time?
on the break. Ronaldo is open out wide. He might just get to the end of this. Does so indeed.
Last seconds of the game. Last seconds of the game, Gavin.
Oh, well defended. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. It was a fantastic tie between the two of these two with both games. And Ubay taking it with winning the first tie 3-2. And now with this one being a draw 2-2. So it's good points, good games all around.
Yep.
And a fantastic way to end off the day. Andy,
Yep,
what do you
good
think?
game. Very good game. We like the goals, so good job, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff.
We do want to thank you viewers out there for watching us. It was a good day. It was a good day of eFootball. A lot of guys came out today to take part in this. We'll be back tomorrow as well with a whole lot of this as well.
Yep.
And myself, Gavi G, Andley, my co-host, it was an honor to bring you all the action today. And we're going to switch over now to our panelists to get a little bit more technical. Cheers for now.
Well, this time they are gone for real. So they got it right this time around. Gentlemen, we've just seen... I don't know if I should start by saying... Can we go back to your predictions and really look how you guys are predicting
no more
things?
predicting.
So going forward, I'm not going to ask you guys for predictions. Or if I ask you for predictions, everybody watching at home must just be like, okay, cool. They said this one, so we must go for the other one because that's how they predict in the other way. But overall, what did you make of the game?
Well, very unpredictable, literally. It was a beautiful match. Both of the players brought their A game, and we saw it for the 90 minutes that was played. Unfortunately, the opportunities that Zays tried to take were not converted into goals, and that's the pain of the game. That some of them, some opportunities that you could take like 15 shots on target, and your opponent just takes 3, and they convert it into goals. So that's just the pain of the game, is that he didn't get his shots converted.
Abu, your overall impression of the game?
As you know, I predicted Zohair.
You look speechless.
I predicted Zohair. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It's nice to see that Ubaides has come such a long way, you know, from 2 years ago to where he is now. He's an absolutely amazing FIFA player, and he should just keep on going. And it's only a matter of time before he wins major tournaments.
All right, cool stuff. Anyway, that was the order of the day for today. We've seen the guys do their thing. Going through to the finals, to grand final tomorrow is going to be Ubaid, and he will see who comes through the losers bracket to eventually face him in the final. That's for the PlayStation 4. And for the Xbox One, we saw Masood doing his thing. He's also going to be in the grand final tomorrow. So the guys in the losers bracket will also be battling it out to take him on in grand final. But we're done for today. Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
It's a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure being with you today. Abu, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being with you. And you at home, it's been a pleasure being in your company from when we started this morning up until now. And yeah, we're done for today, but we will be back with you tomorrow at 9:30 CAT. So make sure you are tuned in, because we're going to be giving you day 2 and the final day of this weekend's eFootball Masters or Qualifiers. Until then, catch you on the flip side.
Lukic, who does get onto the end of that, and what a goal it was. Great play, always finding the really tall guys in the middle of the park, and I mean, from that far out, it's bound to be a goal.
No, pinpoint crossing and elegant finishing. Top right corner keeper had. Yeah, I don't know, hopefully this year can be our year. Hope I don't sound like any Liverpool supporters.
Nice through ball. Yeah, 1-1 with the keeper. Oh, finds the corner quite well. Really clinical finish, slowing down the player, building up a bit of power, and on the left foot, really good stuff. It's promising stuff.
Bale's on the ball again. Counter attack, Benzema. Unfortunately, Benzema isn't the quickest of players. He needs to look for support. Ooh, great through ball. Gareth Bale is on. He looks tired. Can he finish? And 2-0 Real Madrid.
Oh, really good stuff there from Gareth Bale. Nice play there.
The player came short.
Yeah, the play is definitely
And he was
short.
a bit short.
Yeah. Okay. Keeper gives the ball out. Oh, gives it away
what
rather
happened
cheaply.
there?
Oh, Ronaldo linking up with Cuadrado. Oh, nice
what a
ball. This should be
ball.
the finisher.
Oh, what?
Coming in from behind, inside the box. We've seen a few penalties today already. Well defended. Now maybe a break this time, a quick counter attack.
Yep.
Nice long
There
ball.
was
Yeah,
no good ball to
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo doing what he does best. Let's
He's
see.
1-on-1 with the keeper.
Is he gonna?
Oh, he's just put it wide this time. He's Masoom versus Shuaib. Ball gets pushed out nicely, and maybe some space on this left-hand flank. France sitting really deep, closing all the angles. Now Cuadrado pushing up quite nicely, gets the ball back. Another shot's on.
Oh!
Just not finding the correct side of the goalkeeper there.
Yeah,
Well defended, good keeping.
Good
Now
defending.
Now the counter-attack football is on. Griezmann's in a lot of space here. He's going to pop you on the inside. Can he string the pass? Can he finish it? Maybe he'll go for the shot himself. On the near post, and straight in linked to try and get him. Very good defender. Here he is again. Nice long ball here. This is the danger of Mbappe. He's got lots of pace. Keeper really just trying to, you know, fool the players. Go for the curler, or should I say the chip shot, and now it was Pogba that was trying to...
Exciting to see what happens in the next game. It's not over yet.
Ronaldo on the edge of the box. This could be good stuff for Juventus. Is there something left in the old lady's tank? Now, Mandzukic has a step over, tries to go for the shot towards the far post. High skilled level when it comes to the eFootball tournaments. It's really nice to see that, you know, there's not much in it. So when the goals do come, it's really beautiful and spectacular.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't seen a Messi goal yet.
Oh, now we're talking Dybala. Really?
Midfield position.
That was a really drag shot there. Applying that second touch to the shot. Now Mbappe is on the charge here now. He's got a lot of space. He can probably work to try and find this onto his right foot. Does so indeed. Finds Griezmann and the shot comes in. Pogba's on the end of this and it's a goal. Big win. Pogba just had to come and clean it up with an open net, and well played there from him. Really using Mbappe cleverly and the link up with Griezmann.
So was Mbappe playing striker there? Did he go down the middle?
Yeah, definitely went down
the middle. So maybe he listened to what I was advising him to do, and it actually paid off.
He's got all the pace in the world.
We can see that somebody wants to modify their tactics or make a few substitutions.
Yeah, I think it might be subs.
Waiting for the player or for the ball to go past. Hopefully he can hang on, otherwise he might just score a goal.
Which way will this go? Very interesting tie-up between the two of them so far. Nice locked up previous game, this game. 15 minutes ago. Mbappe finds himself in this very spectacular position there. Actually works it onto the left-hand side, beats the player. I thought he was going to come back and cross it on. This is about 20 minutes left to go. What can Juventus come up with now? They're on the ball. It's Matuidi. Finds a really good pass out wide. Really just working the defenders as well. Quadrado does beat one. Ronaldo has turned. He can take the shot on. Goes for the left. Oh, good.
If not for that deflection.
Asensio trying to make things happen, but loses the ball. This is dangerous stuff here for Real Madrid. Ronaldo's on the ball. Costa beats one.
Is he going to cross the ball?
Crosses it onto the far post, and it's what a save though.
Yeah, I think good players you have to, even in real football, even on eFootball, you need to use the whole width of the pitch.
Yeah, 100%. Costa beats one, tries to link up play here. Ronaldo can't take the shot on.
Good play, very good link up.
Just too rushed.
I think that second stutter took it away from him. Generated not enough power with the momentum that he was carrying from the start.
Yeah, Costa now on the ball. Rio Sart needs to get the ball back now and does so indeed. It's Madrid on the ball. Two players. Does so indeed. It's Madrid on the ball. Two players clashing heavily in the middle of the park there now. Dybala on the ball. Swings it out to Quadrado. Ronaldo linking up play nicely. The ball is gone through one-on-one with the keeper. The shot needs to come in and down to that final third. Where you see a lot of the ball in the middle of the park. Gets moved around really nicely. Nice passes left and right width from Juventus, and a lot more straightforward passing from Real Madrid. This could be a chance. There's a bit of a rush shot there.
Do you think we're going to go to a third game?
I think we might just go to a third. Well, here comes the first corner of the second half. Could opt for the short, maybe go towards the near post of Ronaldo. Decides to go against the short. Oh, he's on the near post.
Yep, 1-0.
Bell on the ball, Bell on the charge. Almost gets it back in the... Actually, the ref gives that as a foul. That's an interesting call there.
Yeah, almost a perfect location for a free kick to happen. How good are you with free kicks, Gavin?
I'm not too bad.
Is that a save? Off the ball?
What? Yeah, Marcelo can actually bend one quite nicely. It's a good play here from Juventus. Dybala pushing the ball out towards Mtidi. Ronaldo beats one, goes for the curler. Oh, wow, save. Just almost
gives
beats
it
the
away
play.
to Rafael Varane.
Asensio. Oh, sorry, that was Isco on the ball. Bale linking up really nicely in the middle of the park here. Gives it up to Modric. Gives it back to Bale. The through ball's on. It's 1-1 to the keeper. Can he push it towards the far post? Then it's saved. Really. He could have then turned again.
I think he shot too softly. He should have hammered that.
Quadrado linking up nicely with Ronaldo.
15 minutes left of the game.
What can Juventus come up with now? Good ball this. Oh, tries to go for the first time shot curler there from. Good ball this. Oh, tries to go for the first time shot curler there from Costa. Just not finding the angle. The radar maybe not working just as well, Andley.
Yeah, very close game still. 15 minutes left for
Oh, it was a good play here.
Yesa to score a goal.
One-on-one with the keeper.
What's that?
Play on that counter-attack football. He doesn't really need to apply too much pressure now.
Yeah.
Just literally just keep ball. I'm sure 14 minutes.
Well,
tough,
it's a
but
corner.
You can keep
It's a
ball.
corner. Anything can happen from this corner.
Isco goes in for the short corner. Cross comes in.
Oh,
It was Sergio Post. Sergio Ramos coming in and equalizing the game rather very late
Yep.
between these two heavyweights.
13 minutes left of the game for somebody to snatch it. Let's see which way it goes.
Really good goal. Over here now. No Marcelo in the picture to defend. Costa dragging the ball towards the corner.
Corner.
Wins himself. Yeah, does win himself a corner. This is a good play here from Zazi. Maybe he can work something from the corner like he did in his previous goal. Goes towards the near post again.
Oh!
And actually does this time round with Ronaldo on the near post.
85th minute goal. That is heartbreaking.
That was fantastic play there. Really good to think that we got to use Ronaldo at the near post. One of the tallest players around. Really strong, really quick, and you know the one sort of tends to go out wider than
Who tends out to go wider?
I think it's Masim. Masoom, sorry. Yeah, I think he tends to guard more wider, whereas Deval goes straight down the middle.
Yeah, that's what it seems as well. I mean, Masoom.
Masoom, sorry. Yeah, I think he tends to guard more wider, whereas Deval goes straight down the middle.
Yeah, that's what it seems as well. I mean, Devak had quite a few good chances, 2 good chances to be exact. Masoom absorbed them very well.
Oh, this is a chance. Oh, gets very lucky. Oh, this could be a foul. Well tackled in the end. Referee goes up against it. Mbappe. Ball goes through the middle. Griezmann beats one. Gives it back to Pogba. Now there's an overlap here. Can he pass the ball back? Might go towards goal. Well, it's placed on the near post. I've seen guys bury that before. Very good tackle there. Forces the throw. Mbappe. Not wasting any time with that throw, Andley.
Yep. Need to get back in, and we're 30 minutes into the game. 1-0, still anybody's game. But if you can score that goal earlier on, that equalizer can build up your confidence for you to take the W.
That was a very good play. They always see to see the youngsters that do come into these competitions always have the tricks. They execute
practice.
it. Yeah, they execute that quite nicely.
But are you
nice ball here for Griezmann. Can he take it onto the far post and just drags it wide? Evenly matched up, but it was a good goal coming in from Masoom very early on. So that does apply a lot of pressure. De Vark now with some skills and trickery. Pogba starting the second half with quite a bit of space. Dembele on the ball. Sort of beats one. He can take the shot on. Shot that's coming in. Oh, what a strike it was indeed. That is the back. We've seen this quite often. Through ball is on the wing. Sides against it. Pogba plays it out towards Mtidi, gets it back again. Mbappe, he's got space now. Will Pogba give it back to him? We'll take the shot. And the shot that's coming. There's no one home.
Finish.
Griezmann forcing the through ball. Does look like Masoom has got an opportunity here now. It's a 2-on-1 scenario. It has to be Dembele on the ball. Squares it up and scores it in the far post. Really good play from Masoom, and that is exactly.
I think still keep much of the same, very evenly matched teams. We can see he wants to start changing the formation and his tactics slightly just to try and even it up. But there's still a second game to go still, so you'll see what happens. Here's that.
Pushing up front. A 2-on-1 scenario again. Griezmann wants the ball early, doesn't get it.
Tackle.
Great tackle there. But gives it away rather cheaply from Divac. Ball gets pushed out towards Pogba. He can have the shot, but it's Griezmann instead.
Oh, what a ball.
Chips it towards the far corner. And this far corner. And this has went from really good to really bad very quickly for Divac.
I think Pogba with a great assist there by just dragging one of the defenders out and allowing Griezmann that space to finish on that first touch.
Great
top
finish.
goal, top goal.
Very good goal.
Don't think he has the time to make the comeback.
Yes.
So, yeah, a good game nonetheless, though.
Matuidi on the ball, edge of the box. Pogba might
on
fancy
the
this.
strike.
Oh, great finish in the top left corner. That's exactly what you want to see.
Settled. I think Divac is a little bit frustrated with his lack of chances at the beginning, and it's unsettled him a bit. It seems that's what allowed Masoom to score these 4 cracking goals.
Yeah, they were really, really, really good goals, and it's always nice to see.
But he is 4-0 up, 4-1 up, so I don't think he has too much to worry about at this point in time with 3 minutes left.
No. I think this first game is safe to say it's gone towards Masoom.
It's gone towards Masoom. I think
Really good
Divac
play though.
needs to just reset a little bit for the second game and adjust his tactic.
This is Divac is all about the driving seat right now, but it's Masoom who's got the ball, he's got the possession, and he's making all the calls right now. Mendy gives it out to Dembele. Tweedy links up again. Now to Mbappe, swings it out to Pogba. It's a shot at goal, but with the celebration in the corner.
Good job, Masoom. Good goal.
Divac, that was very difficult to defend. That was really good build-up play, and yeah, Masoom really making the best of it.
He sliced through that German.
Towards the wingers, really altering the space here, waiting for some support. Ooh, making use of Sane. I don't think Sane is going to score either from that far out, but you never know. Nice link-up play here. It's Rus again. He can't take the shot. The shot is on, but it's... That's quite right, Andy. I'm pretty sure with Rus, you can really make use of the finesse shots. Now, again, really good ball here. It's Pogba on the charge. He can finish. He's on his left foot. Takes a touch too many. And definitely going to be beating himself later for that one, Andy.
Yeah, no, I understand what he was trying to do there, but just overran it. I think Divac did a good job in pulling the keeper if he did choose to pull the keeper, but yeah.
Really good ball out here now. Mbappe. Dembele can take the shot on his left. He will do so. What a save there. Oh yeah, what Masoom can come up with. Oh, good play here.
Good
shot.
block.
Yeah, really good block. That was good to beat the two defenders. I think after beating the first one, maybe go for the shot there, Andy. Sane on the ball. He's got a deadly strike as well. Werner on the ball. He comes in first strike and that's the ball. Henry gets the ball back. Now it's Chris. Finds Royce. Needs to work the angle, but there's so many French players defending in the box right now. Turns him nicely. Takes a shot on. Not Pogba quite nicely. Pogba has got some tricks up his sleeve. Links up with a Dembele. Dembele could have had the strike there. Maybe one touch too many. Pogba on the ball. Tries to beat the player. Could have the strike. There's a tricky moments as we've seen some penalties coming in. What a save. Could have worked. Mbappe on the ball. Oh, and it's a free kick on the edge of the box, Andy. Who would you fancy?
Pogba,
Yeah.
I think.
Or maybe Griezmann. Yeah.
Griezmann, I think it's close enough for Griezmann to take it. At least I feel Pogba has just that more power when it comes to the shot.
Oh, but it was definitely fooled me. I didn't think that was going to be the case. I thought he was going to go up and over the wall. Decided to go for the short pass because he saw no one was marking him. And very good finish nonetheless.
Yeah.
Finding that top left corner. Neuer didn't know what was coming. Sort of a mountain to climb here now for Divac, but we've seen him score some late goals the previous game. He's going to have to fight back. He's going to have to score sooner rather than later. So Arne tries to bend one. Oh,
that looked very...
Pogba gets tackled on the ball. Arne trying to fight for it. Germany don't have the ball just yet. Coman, the Tweedy links up nicely, gets it back. Coman, Pogba, he can have the shot. Decides to go for Mbappe. Should have given it to Coman, I think. Now it's Griezmann. He could have the shot and does have the shot at the near post. And it's a fantastic strike there from Griezmann. Really good play.
I think he got a good assist there from the defender. The deflection actually put it right in his path for the goal. I think if he actually got...